There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Belly of Tea. The winds blew hard, her bow dipped down, oh blow me bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low.
That is such a good song, Bones in the Ocean.
Mhm.
That is like, I wish I could get the rights and play that like at some point. It's such a good one.
I thought Longest John's had rights for streamers for.
I'll have to look into that. I did not know if they. I'll look it up because like.
Yeah. Longest John's, they're pretty much just like, yeah, we just make the music. You guys, whatever you want to do with it.
If that's true,
that we've been missed an opportunity. If that's the case,
I would lose my mind. Can someone look that up right now? Like while we're doing it, like Longest John's copyright, like as we're going. But all right, welcome everyone to the much anticipated, somewhat long overdue session 30 of our Skull and Shackles adventure. Super excited to be here. We are just recording now, which is super chill, and I feel so much better about it. We're just gonna have everyone quickly introduce themselves, and then Caius has a insane list of things he wants to do. It's so long. There's like subsections A's through Z. It's a wild time. But let's introduce ourselves. Atomic, Blauu. All we can see is a Chelieaxian symbol. That's all we can see. Oh, not Chelieaxian. It's long.
It's just a full note page.
Let's just have everybody introduce themselves. Atomic, Blauu, Zeb, Patrick. Let's start with Atomic. Take it away, man.
Hey everybody, I'm Atomic. I'm playing our favorite grumpy tiefling, Harlan Blackmane, and it's good to be back. Chapter 5, boys. Let's go.
Chapter 5, boys. Let's go.
Howdy, everybody. I'm Blauu/Joe, whatever you want to call me, and I'm playing Caius the Kinless, the Asmodean Anti-Paladin.
Nice.
What's going on? I'm Zeb. I'm playing Edward Tarbos, our human fighter, and I'm just happy to be back.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I'm Wakir quadruple drowned.
I don't think you've drowned a fourth time.
Thrice drowned. And
quad drowned? Is that what you'd say?
Quadrology, you know. And I'm real name's Patrick, but I'm playing Wakir thrice drowned, our cleric evangelist of Besmara.
Love to see it. You love to see it. All right, so when we last left off, you guys had wrecked house at the Pirate Council, which was fucking sick. It was so good. You had defeated several. Who did you kill? Now I have to take a moment.
We killed the elf with the trident and his second in command.
You did kill them
with his boat.
You did kill them.
And that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Everyone else is still alive and was captured, which is brilliant.
We killed a few of their underlings. But...
we killed mooks.
Important people are still alive.
Yeah, no important people lost their lives, which is good. No important people lost their lives. Let me actually zip back over.
Elves and was it a were-rat?
Wow.
Rat person.
Have you seen Pathfinder Elf's eyes? Tell me there's a soul back there.
They're creepy. Just full orbs.
There's a soul back there. Yeah,
there's not. There's not.
Quite literally aliens.
Yeah, it's
in Pathfinder. So.
Creepy as hell.
They are not from this planet.
So good news. The name of the tiefling for Sir Harlan is Cintra. Cintr. Cintra. Citrina. Crtina. I know what I said. I came up with a fake name. I matched some letters together, and now we have a name for the tiefling assassin.
You know, if you didn't have a name, I had a name as well. Valis Sarali.
That's close enough. You know, that can be her last name. How do you spell that? Valis Sarali?
Sarali. Sarali.
All right.
You guys should both just type those things out in chat.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do either of those things. Nope.
That would be entirely too useful.
Yeah.
Be too easy.
There it is.
I like it. Just piss and vinegar today. Jesus Christ.
I'm not going to do that.
Up, grumpy.
This is what I have. This is what I have. I'm not going to type it. I'm going to copy and paste it. I'm not a savage. All right. I can just CP this shit.
I just love that we were both stumbling over our own communication over this name, and no one was like, "We can take steps to fix this. We have the technology."
We have the technology.
I'm dying right now.
He's been growling like this all fucking morning.
He's in a good mood. He's manic.
Had a nap too. I don't know what the fuck's wrong. He
Blau's
had a
coming in
nap.
hot.
He's coming in spicy.
Spicy.
So you guys had seriously messed up this attempted assassination of your group by some members of the Pirate Council. The Master of Gales had been like, I don't care, and just watched and eaten a turkey leg the entire time, which I still find funny. And it was a pretty quick rout. The only one that really dealt any sort of crazy damage was a gentleman by the name of the Eel, who was an alchemist whom you surrounded with devils and wrecked his life, which was awesome. So tell me a little bit about the aftermath. What did you guys end up doing with everyone? Obviously, you took a bunch of their ships, take everything, give nothing back. You keep what you kill kind of thing, and you killed their reputations, which is good. So what's the plan post the party? Fill me in.
Would y'all like me to describe my plan, then everyone can stack on top of that, or do we want me to go
That's fine.
backwards?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, mine's easy.
Yeah.
My ship
Okay.
is going to be all crewed by devout Besmar set
Ooh.
worshippers.
So there's
Question
3
is,
people on board.
Yeah. Can we find?
Oh, no.
100
He's
devout
got
Bismarck?
skeleton crew though, so he doesn't.
He
doesn't.
does.
I can just bring up the dead if I need to.
Nobody's
Yeah.
more devout. than
No
Walker.
one's done that before.
Oh boy, who would do that? That's
I just
scary.
like to imagine.
That's crazy.
I like to
Oh my
imagine
God.
that Besmar's blessing turns in. What was that ship we had to deal with? That was like the
Oh, the
yeah.
zombie one.
zombie one.
Yeah.
But that's what
Oh,
Besmar's
Oh,
blessing
the
turns into.
I just ran that. I'm running another group
Ghost
through
ship.
Skull and Shackles. The ghost ship. Yeah.
the ship
The like whale
The
boat. or
Wellerman.
whatever.
Did anyone look up Longest Johns?
that did not.
No. I figured it would mess up my search algorithms and come up with some really
I hate
bad
music.
pictures.
Blaau just hates music. Tell me what the notes did to you, Blaau.
I'll figure it out.
Anyways, I'm going to describe what I was doing while Wolf looks this thing up. So immediately after the fighting, obviously get everyone off of the vessels, except for a crew sufficient to make sure they don't, run into shore or whatever. I don't think there's that be that many people because they're anchored. But essentially get the crews off the boats, whoever was left on the boats, sort them into their crews, and anyone who has surrendered, so that would be basically everyone's crew is getting put into a hiring hall at this point. Like either you're leaving the island with us or you're staying here. So pick a ship to sign on with. Or stay here. I don't mind. I really don't mind. There's a whole fake town here for you guys. Like there's plywood walls.
Like have at it.
Yeah,
Maybe you
enjoy.
maybe you
You're
can
the
even
mayor.
make them real walls if you want.
Yes. I'm sure there's enough mud brick around
I
here.
like to imagine
Mud
that as
brick
you
to
say
make
that,
materials.
like a building falls over. Just
Yes.
Or
Black,
it's like
black and white movie.
it's like
Just-
Blazing Saddles. All, when
Yes!
they rebuilt the other city. All just the storefronts.
That's on Netflix right now. I need to watch it later. That's such a good. That's
Those
such a
who
good one.
actually participated in the fighting are divided into essentially 3 categories. Officers are spared because we need those, like desperately at this point, because we have 4 ships now and 2 crews worth of officers. Then there's the people that were fighting who get sacrificed to make more bearded devils. Not make, but bargain for more bearded devils. Because I know Harlan requested a pair or would like a pair.
Wow.
I don't know if Zeb would like a pair.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Edward
Patrick would like
take
a pair.
Wow.
Just to have as Marines, like I think they can teleport at will, so like they can pop back and forth as messengers between ships and stuff. They're just useful,
Yeah.
and they're at CR6 they're scary for a normal pirate mook wanting to be like, I want a mutiny. Yeah, do you?
Do you?
I'll
Do
skin
you?
alive.
Please do. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
You want a mutiny? Clarence, get your ass in here.
Coming, master.
Yeah, and and then any that aren't necessary to get those 6 bearded devils for the others.
Yeah.
I'm going to essentially shove into the Dominator's hold, and if there's too many for that, then I guess we have slaves to sell. I don't know.
I would say like 90% of the crews just sign on. Like
I would assume so. There's no
whether or
reason not
not
to.
it's like whether or not
Well,
it's
the people that engaged in the fighting didn't get an option.
that's the 10% that don't get an option.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah. The rest are like, oh, we have a new captain. Cool. Do I still get grog? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah, I'm on board. Sounds good.
Easy 2 square meals
So,
a
and
day.
I'm
This
going
is
to
an
go through my
upgrade.
list just now. Number 1 on my list is Judge Werewolf Boy. Like, put him on trial, essentially.
Ooh.
Under a zone of truth, I want to essentially determine if he's going to be a detriment or a benefit to the Shackles in defending against the Chelish invasion. I don't give a shit after that. Like, Caius doesn't care. After the Chelish invasion, if you go back to doing this, great, whatever. You're not going to do it to me again, but if you want to be a shithead to everyone else, fine.
So let's start with that.
Okay.
I'd like to see how that goes. So you put him on trial. You guys up at the front of the meeting hall, which was like the only actual building you built. What are you questioning? Like, what are you asking him as part of this? I'd like to actually like role play this out a little bit.
Yeah, sure. If anyone wants to make questions, that's great. I have 3 essentially. Caius will, stand up at the top of the stairs while we have, I assume, him in chains. Or wait, do we have a map?
Yeah, I got a map for you.
No, like I'm scrolling around, I don't see anything. I don't have any
Oh.
vision.
Really?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's over here.
It's hiding.
There you go.
Your eyes.
Yeah, use your eyes.
What do your vampire eyes see?
So you beat me to.
I see shit.
Everything. Our plus 10 perception. Literally everything.
That's
We
pretty
ain't
good.
found shit.
Let's get everyone to where they want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My 3 questions are: Caius looks down at the guy and says, "Will you do your utmost to resist the Chelish invasion for the benefit of the Shackles? Not for yourself, or the Shackles."
The werewolf man is obviously a gentleman by the name of Avamar, right? He was one of the pirate council. His wife's still in her own chains, flanked by 2 of your pirate crews, and perhaps even a couple bearded devils, I think is what we'll say. So I actually have that the elf was still alive. I don't have him as dead. Did you guys murder him?
We captured the elf. The rat went to escape and got
Okay, so only the
fucked
rat died?
Yeah.
Yeah, only
the
the rat
elf
is,
is
is
still
dead
alive.
currently.
I
Captain
thought the elf
Maze.
died in this giant scrum over here.
No, he just got
No.
he got jumped on and captured is what I have.
Shivka put his nose next to his ear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
fair. She
she-
could do that.
Yeah, Master of Gales will be there as well. Just watching, I believe, would be good. Yeah, Shivka beat the shit out of him. Is what
So
happened.
do we want is Tessa here? She could be up at the table as well if she wanted
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, absolutely. Tessa will be there. So Tessa obviously is, as I would say, probably your closest ally through
Mhm.
all of this. She will gladly take a seat, but maintains a pretty quiet demeanor. I mean, this is your show, right?
Yeah.
And something you would have noticed with Tessa is that when you first started interacting with her, it was very much a, hey, I'm the pirate lord and
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask you things. She's respectful. That respect has turned into more of like an equals kind of respect versus a, hey, I'm kind of still over you. And like, even when she'd ask you to do things, it was sometimes a little commanding. This is really
Yeah,
one of those
yeah,
moments you
yeah,
realize, like,
You're a really talented middle schooler.
yeah, you're really talented middle schooler. Good job. Now she's like, wow, you might actually be a teacher too, right? So
Yeah.
that's good. So there's a quiet respect. So she'll sit, but
Mhm.
throughout this entire thing, she maintains really a demeanor of very, very, very quiet, very reserved, and just listening and observing, right?
Caius would make it clear she has a vote on this tribunal. That's all.
That's brilliant. No, she appreciates that. So, yeah, the man is in chains, on his knees. I would say that there are two bearded devils, kind of flanking him, holding him there. The eagle, the hawk, giant bird, Blackbeak, looking hungry as always. So good. Yes,
There's
but
blood everywhere in this room still.
so bad. It smells of iron.
And
So
occasion,
bad.
occasionally during this thing, Harlan is like taking like turkey legs and like chunks of bone and like flinging them up, and Blackbeak is just snapping them out of the air, like
Oh, yeah.
crunching bone.
Oh yeah. So the werewolf man there is a demeanor of defiance on his face as this is happening, yet he maintains silence as this question is asked. And there's a couple of murmurs throughout the gathered audience. There's a couple of those sailors that had fought that are still in chains and still in irons. There's a lot of your crew, which there was a celebration after this battle, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it was exciting. It was fun. We won. We literally kicked the shit out of these so-called pirate lords. Like, it's fantastic. So this probably takes place either the next day or very later in the day, I would say. Correct.
It might actually be cleaned up then, because it's the only building. They might be partying in here.
I don't think it's cleaned up. I don't think the pirates took the time to do so, but you know what? You have your own headcanon.
Intestines are pretty gross. I don't know, even if you're a pirate.
I mean, sure, the intestines, but like the blood splatters, like that takes a lot of scrubbing.
Okay,
Why bother?
Yeah.
Right? It adds to the decorum, right?
Well, we have captured pirates to do that for us.
That's fair. All right, maybe it looks decent, but I think we're getting caught in the weeds here. We're getting in the weeds.
About prestidigitation.
You know, fuck your magic. All right, shut the fuck up.
We don't have magic. We're pirate. No.
All right, you spend 3 PP points, and we'll make it happen. No, I'm kidding. All right, so I fucking hate it. You have so many. No,
I don't. I have one.
So he lets his question hang in the air. He lets his question hang in the air for a moment. And he sort of growls low, not a defiant growl, but like a frustrated growl. And he mutters something to himself. And it sounds a little bit like, "You're not as weak as he claimed you to be."
Looks to either side saying, "Am I going to ask the question?"
And who is he?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Who's he?
A man you all know well. African. He claimed you were traitors to the Shackles. Weak. Sworn to Chelieax. Perhaps, in my ignorance, obviously so, I believed him. Not too far-fetched a thing to believe. You sail a Chelish destroyer. You yourself worship the devil god. I did not know you, but now I do. I answer your question with honesty, and he gulps, kind of like biting his tongue for a moment. You can see this sort of pained expression on his face, like he doesn't want to say this, like he's going to admit. And I admit, with humility, my ignorance. My heart wishes only to see the Shackles thrive. For us to plunder, for us to reave. I will fight to defend this place with my last breath. Freedom by the sea, or death down below. With the zone of truth, I mean, it's pretty obvious. He's obviously telling the truth, right? So he.
No, I'm going to do a sense motive check.
Go for it. Sense motive.
No, I'm messing with you.
That's good. I'm fine with it. But he admits his ignorance. He admits his fault. And there are a couple of
he resisted.
There's a couple of murmurs around the room as well. You see the elf, who had been captured, hang his head somewhat low. You see Lady Cersei, whom you beat the shit out of, and were like, "You're mine now." She is also hanging her head low, and there's more questions. You have more time. I mean, this man is at your he's at your whimsy, as it were.
At the end of all of this, even after the Chelish invasion, we can't have this infighting, or just there'll be another one that comes. Another power will arise, be it Absalom, be it Varizia. Another threat will pose itself to the Shackles. We cannot have the infighting between pirate lords here, at least not between the lords. We cannot be stabbing each other in the back because someone is successful, someone is competent. I understand that you were deceived, but we need some level of order here to be able to resist the order that Chelieax has, that Absalom has, that these lawbringers have. Organization, not lack of freedom, is what we need. I believe you, Sir Avamar. My vote is to pardon you. Unless one of my compatriots here raises a question that you would fail to answer satisfactorily.
His wife lets out a gasp. This like gasp of relief and hope. You know, she's, oh, like that kind of thing, right? And then waits for the rest of your own pirate council, I would say. The pirate council of Admiral Caius, which is sweet.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, let's go.
He gave a pretty detailed answer that answered my other 2 questions. I had 3 questions on the list. Will he fight the Chalice? Will he stop infighting? Will he contribute to strengthen the Shackles?
Harlan will clear his throat and speak up. I agree with the Admiral. We have a bigger foe to face, and we cannot afford to be stabbing each other in the back. Your words ring true. I vote to pardon. We need all the allies we can in this fight.
He looks to Edward, Tessa, and Wakir.
Tessa
I
has
agree for pardon.
Wakir
That is
got-
majority, but I will. Go ahead.
We have war coming for the Shackles. I agree with you, Kais. We need some relative amount of order for everything. If not, the last thing we're going to ever see is the Shackles burn. And I have
And-
no intention of seeing that.
Yeah, with Edward having said this, Caius will actually raise his voice so everyone in the chamber can hear him, not just the people up towards the front.
Mhm.
And he says, "Yes, I agree with Edward here. I do not seek to put a yoke on anyone who we do not defeat in battle and who deserves it. We don't seek to shackle our fellow commanders, our fellow pirates. We seek to enhance our strength to resist Chelieax. Nothing more. Wakir. God, I'm blanking on Atomic's name right now. Harlan and Edward. Have I yoked you? You sail under me. Have I said no to anything you wish to do? Have I restricted your freedom in any way?
Not once.
One for all and all for one.
Pound his fist on the table.
That's copyrighted. You can't say that.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want. I'm a pirate. I don't give a shit.
These are pirates, motherfucker.
I'm a pirate.
Wakir stands up. So pirates. Yes, our Captain Caius. I'm looking over at him. Worships Asmodeus. You would think that the law and the chaos of our blessed Besmara would not get along. But I can attest that when he says he will do something, he sticks to his word, because that is his religion. Chelieax will come here and take away everything that the Shackles is. We can't let that happen. So we need to come together, use everyone's abilities, whether they've fought each other, whether they fought you before or not, and turn to the common enemy. I'll sit down.
Edward's gonna stand up, and he's gonna look over at Tessa, and he just goes, "Anything you'd like to add, sister?"
One thing that I would add. Captain Orvash, you will, without question, keep your role on the Pirate Council. And when we go to meet with the Hurricane King, you will agree to vote in favor of whatever conditions Admiral Caius and the rest of our compatriots here vote upon. She looks over to Caius and the rest of the group to make sure that they are on board with this plan.
Until the end of the Chalice invasion. Until the threat is resolved.
Agreed. I vote to pardon.
Edward will walk up to him and reach over to one of the bearded devils and take the key
Slit his throat. No, it's...
and
Wow. Oh,
unlock
Keep his
his
life.
you are free.
What is this, Game of Thrones? That's also copyrighted.
unlock the shackles on his hands and pretty much just go.
His wrists.
We have a lot of work to get done, brother.
And
And
Caius
kind
will-
of offer him like not a seat at the table, but to
Like, help him up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Caius will gesture him to step forwards, and Caius will reach behind himself,
Yeah.
accept the scroll tube from Nisara,
Mhm.
lay it on the table, and say, "Sign your name in blood."
He walks over and he grows his fang because he's a werewolf, bites his finger, picks up the quill, dips it into his own finger, and signs his name in
He
blood
doesn't read the contract?
without question.
Holy shit. Okay, the contract only basically says, cannot lie or deceive to Caius, follows Caius' orders, and will not knowingly harm Caius or his interests. That's
Yeah,
it.
he's
Until the end of the Chalice invasion.
He's not asking any. He's not in a position to ask any questions. He's just gonna sign. He's just like, yeah, fuck it. I'm walking away with my
You are now-
life.
You are now soul bound to defend the Shackles until the end of this invasion. Do not forget that.
He nods. I will not. Thank you.
What's... Of course, you did no wrongdoing here. You were deceived.
Tessa will actually look over and say, Admiral Caius, I believe, if I may make a suggestion, our next course of action should be to, well, it seems the rest of those here were likely equally deceived as Orvash was. Nods from the other three that are in chains, like they were, of course.
Not from the eel.
I believe
The
that...
eel's Dominator for 14 days.
He's like, I love Admiral Caius. He's the best. Oh, I love him so much.
Blinks
No,
one eye at a
Even
time.
worse, even worse than that, because he's not charmed. He's dominated.
Dominated. You're the best. It's so
Just
pretty.
drooling.
You want to drink my blood? You can have anything you want. He's
Yeah.
having too much fun. All right, so she's
and
going to
essentially the
suggest, if I may,
Oh, go ahead.
she's going to suggest that the next course of action after we wrap everything up here would be to travel to Port Peril and actually meet with the Hurricane King to try to coordinate with him and the other pirate lords, because not every single pirate lord came here.
Yep.
Right? Like, there's members of the council that didn't arrive. So that would be the next course of action. And then there's also a big pirate council, because you guys will also be joining the council as pirate lords, right? Like, each of you get to see. So that's her next suggestion, would be to head there. But obviously, anything else you guys want to do beforehand, please continue.
Yeah, basically just go through the rest of the line. The same thing, Bloodmorn does not get tried. Bloodmorn has already basically agreed to do whatever and just needs to sign the contract.
She will do so without question.
And then the elf and the eel essentially get the same option.
Do
Zone of
you
Truth, everything.
keep the eel under domination for this, or do you release him to make his own choice?
The eel would be dominated for the course of the trial, like the course of the questioning, so he has to answer truthfully and cannot, give full answers and all that. But he would be released to actually sign the contract.
Yeah. So
Because that is a devil's corrupt, they do not demand.
I like that. So you would realize that although he might seem like an idiot, Harrigan was actually very, very, very deceptive. He was actually he did a good job of sowing the seeds of discontent and of mistrust amongst the Pirate Council. And it's almost curious how much of an influence you start to realize. Like, okay, he talked to this person and this person, like, he had over the course of what seems like years, gained a lot of allies among the pirate lords. And Tessa, after the trials are done, the other pirate captains, the lords, have signed this contract to agree to help defend the Shackles. She would ask for just a private meeting with the four of you, right? Just a quick little aside. And she goes, after we have dealt with the Pirate Council's meeting, I believe the next course of action, above and beyond simply preparing for this invasion, we must find Harrigan. Although he has likely lost much of his influence, a man that is capable of doing what he's done here, sowing so much discontent, sowing so much dishonesty. He is a threat to the Shackles and will remain so until he is dead, buried in the deepest, deepest trench of the sea. We must find him and we must kill him.
Agreed.
Agreed.
That's a no-brainer.
He's long been a thorn on our side.
Skin that bastard. Quit.
For now, I will allow you all the time to prepare to depart. I will take my ship and a bit of my fleet, and I shall make way towards Port Peril to announce your arrival and prepare the council for your said arrival. Is there anything you require of me, Admiral Caius, before I depart?
We'll be behind you shortly. That's all.
Sail well, sail true, and she will extend a hand to shake Caius's.
Yeah, Caius will shake her hand, and Caius says,
well done.
be ready for a communique from Nisara. I might have something before you reach Port Peril.
She nods. You have done very well, my friends. And it's specific the word friend she uses, which she has not really used before, and that should hopefully kind of like maybe ring a little bit. Like she said friends, not like people, etc. Like it should ring a little true.
If they're still shaking hands while she says that, you've done well, my friends. He'll actually pull her in and give her a hug.
And then bite her neck, and she's a vampire too.
Yeah, and then bite her neck. She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. Got your fleet now, bitch. What a twist. That's awesome. Yeah, she'll welcome a hug, and it's like there is this sense of like there are these murmurs throughout the crowd here of like, you know what, maybe we shouldn't all be just a bunch of dickhead pirates. Like, you know what, we do love the Shackles. We do love the freedom here, and although like in our heart we are warriors and scallywags and buccaneers and bastards and bitches, right? We care about the freedom. And that is what the Shackles represents. And like everyone's like, yeah, like let's fuck Chelieax.
Cut each other's throat when freedom's on the line.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, we can go back to killing each other when we're not being invaded. All right, what else do you guys have for me right now? What else do you guys have?
All right. Good.
I know I made the call for Griffer Tibbs to come back.
She would have arrived with your.
I have something to do before that.
With your son as well.
I thought we were going to meet her at Port Peril.
Are we? What's the plan?
I thought we were. Or were we going to do that, Zeb? I can't remember.
However
you told her.
We can meet her at Port Peril. That's perfectly fine.
Right,
it would make more sense as far as trade routes.
Wants to pull Edward aside, and whether or not everyone else is there, that's fine. And essentially ask, what are your intentions with Griffer there? A mistress or a wife?
What?
A mistress or a wife? Dun dun dun.
Edward would look over at the werewolf and his wife and
hold on. While that question is asked, a woman with a bottle of whiskey like slides into the camera angle and it's just like glug glug glug. Just Simone just shows
Caius
up.
gives her a little glare and says, "I've got Griffer taken care of, regardless of his intent."
She's like, all right, and then slides back into the crowd.
And like, there's no visible leg movement. She's just
yeah.
Sounds like a rock going across.
Sounds like a rock.
Just,
oh, it's Goobus intros.
Yes,
100%.
exactly.
All right, but go ahead.
Edward would definitely look over at the werewolf with his wife and just. Our life is complicated, but maybe it could work. Her being wife.
As that's happening, like the werewolf and the wife are like both out of shackles. They're hugging.
Mm-hmm.
She's like got her hand on his face, and he's like, you can tell he's like trying like it's okay, like we're fine, like everything's gonna be all right, like there is like, even though like again you're like bloodthirsty buccaneers and like scallywags are, but like doesn't mean you can't feel love. Doesn't mean you can't have like a relationship. Yeah.
Look, if the Sith can make it work, we can make it work.
We might have less than 6 months on our hand, Edward. I don't think it's worth delaying. You have those feelings.
It's weird when it comes from you. I want you to know that.
Caius smiles and says, "I don't want my only legacy to be blood and gore."
little trickle
Well,
of blood down from his
little
lip,
bit.
having
As blood
bitten
comes
Tessa.
down.
When it comes to you, Caius, don't worry. Madness is right up there with your legacy.
Oh God.
I think I would take her as my wife if she'd have me. Mostly because if I told her that I wanted her as my mistress, I'm pretty sure she would feed me to Blackbeak.
I don't- Caius says, as a tip, I don't think you tell them they're going to be the mistress. I think you just don't marry them.
It's a fair point. But if it's all the
Anyways.
same to you, I think I'll take her as a wife.
Of course. I'm going to send word ahead to Tessa to arrange something nice for us. For you.
I appreciate that.
And he will then talk to the others, Harlan and Wakir in turn, basically say, hey, Edward and Griff are getting married. If you want to throw a present together, great. Also, this is a really convenient time for me to give 3,000 gold to each of the pirate captains to refit their new ships and to equip their crews and to establish their largesse if they want to as pirate captains and just distribute it to the crew. I don't care what they do with it. But that comes out of the pirate crew, the pirate crew fund we established after we took Tidewater Rock.
Mhm.
So each of you guys gets 3,000 gold to do with as you please, preferably for the ships. But if you embezzle it,
What do you think? A part of the Russian Navy?
what do you think I am, an accountant? No. And Caius will send, assuming Edward or Wakir and Harlan give him, hey, I want to get this for a gift. I want to do this for the wedding, whatever. It'll get sent ahead with Nasara and it'll be all arranged by the time we get there to Port Peril.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'll probably have to retcon something. I'll think of something to.
Okay. Yeah, and
come up with something.
Besmara wanted me to have this money, so this is my money.
that's fine.
And
That's
you know what you
true.
should
Asmodeus
do?
wanted you to have it too.
You should pledge 50% of all your earnings from now on to me, and Besmara will provide you with an even more.
What are you, the Catholic Church? Get out of here. Get the
No,
fuck
that's-
out of
You
here.
can buy-
That's not
you can buy
Catholic
pirate
Church.
indulgences.
That's
Pirate
straight up.
indulgences.
That's straight up evangelicals right now.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
Right now, it's
Megachurch
always
bullshit.
been evangelicals. Yeah. Jesus.
Some mobsters priest. You want to get to heaven, you gotta pay.
You want to get to
Asshole.
heaven?
Hey.
You gotta pay for it.
Gotta
Heaven's
pay
not
for
cheap.
it.
Just saying.
you
You
want
think
some
that holy
wings?
water grows on trees, man? Come
Besmara
on.
wants you to be
Holy water
rich.
grows on trees, just in a little glass vial, just growing on a tree.
Besmara wants you to be rich. Give me your money, and then she
And
will
I-
bless you with blessings.
Yeah, that's
And
nice.
then you have a little fart noise.
So during this time
Is this a cult?
after
Is this a cult? This
Robert,
feels culty.
Robert Tilden.
I think it's a little culty. Go ahead. What are we doing? What's next?
Oh, I was gonna say, I've already told Blaau about it, but the ship that Harlan has, the Hammer of Tyrants, he's spending time. They're stripping it down to like we're losing weight.
So one thing I want to say about the ships, you obviously took a couple of ships that were owned by these other pirates.
Yep.
I think just for story-wise, there were ships in their fleet, so like they maybe got one of their other ships. Like they didn't just walk away scot-free, right? Like
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
punished in some way. Like you took
Mhm.
their flagship, they came here with small fleets, like you get their flagships, that's the ships you guys
Yep.
take, and then they leave, and they don't protest it because like they're walking away with their lives, they're grateful, right? So you get the nicest of the ships, and you can determine how like
and
nice
not
they are.
not even all of them, honestly. Like, because there's only 2 of them out of the 4 of them that we're taking.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
we would take the pick of the litter and then
Yep.
Exactly.
redistribute.
Obviously, you wouldn't take the Master of Gales ship, right? You wouldn't take
well,
the
he
Kraken.
wasn't involved. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
didn't
just
know.
he's just like a crazy old man, just watch, and he didn't say anything the whole time. He just was sitting there eating the entire time, just like this is great. We
Question about that.
please.
I think last session he's taking the eel to Herdak because
Yes.
of how quickly he turned, and he's going to be keel
Well-
hauled
well,
all
the-
the way.
He was planning to keel haul him, but you guys did a trial. And if you're like, hey, he signed, let him fight with us, and then do
Mhm.
what you want with him, he did sign the contract, right?
think-
so that's up to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
In
he'll
my
be
opinion-
an asset during the invasion.
And
in
he's
my
not
opinion-
he's not going to argue about it. Like the Master of Gales, you've realized is just like that old guy that like smokes weed every day. Like he's just like super just chill. Like he's just a chill guy. He's a chill druid captain.
I imagine that it's kind of a let them redeem themselves through blood kind of thing, both
Yeah.
contract wise and literally like
Oh,
if you
absolutely.
fight against Chelieax and then whatever. I like you could be killed, but if you survive, then we'll call it good.
We'll see what
yeah.
happens after.
But yeah, no, Harlan is he's got a ship, the Hammer Tyrants, and he's stripping it down. Like his goal is it will be kind of like a flanking vessel. So like the Dominators are big, like man of war, heavy hitter, thick,
Lock them down, yeah.
lock them down, whatever. But the Hammer's gonna be okay. Dominators engage them. Hammer's gonna swing around and like rake them from the back, which is like the worst thing you can do. So he's going for like firepower and speed is the name of the game. So like they're stripping down everything.
So it's
they
like a
don't need.
gunship. It's mostly just like
Well,
a little, like a little,
yeah, well, like kind of like a battle
skirmisher.
cruiser where it's like you got some
Corvette,
fire,
yeah.
you got some firepower, but it's.
Are you guys
you're-
literally building an American strike group? Is that what you're doing? Like a
Yeah,
fucking
we're
Navy
building
a
strike
carrier
group?
group right
Well,
now.
That's
see,
so
I wasn't
good.
gonna say it. We were gonna find a mate for Blackbeak, and we were gonna create an air force.
Love it.
But
It's just
no,
it's just a
right?
deck of a
Bunch of
ship with a
gnomes.
bunch of it's a deck of a ship with just a bunch of like bird
with
nests.
with riders on them, like just
A
and they just take off.
bunch of gnomes walking
I-
out to danger zone.
I love it.
I actually have the money right now to buy a bunch of griffins, so you don't tempt me.
But yeah, no,
You've done
it-
crazier
so,
things, right?
so it's still a relative because it is one of the flagships, so it is still a relatively large. So I'm thinking like a battle cruiser. Battle cruisers had
Yeah.
not quite battleship firepower, but they had heavy firepower, still large, but they had speed. So it
Yeah.
might be the fastest of our ships, but it's lacking the protection a little bit. So he has to use that speed and maneuverability to his advantage.
Mhm.
That's his idea.
It's all
with it.
about those like it's like if it gets like hit dead on, like if it got hit by a ship like the Dominator, it'd probably get
Yeah.
pretty messed up, right? But the idea is the Dominator and a couple of other ships engage, it swings around, hits them from behind, or just
Yeah,
like does flanking
exactly.
maneuvers. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So-
or it can also chase vessels and cripple them and then fall back,
exactly.
so the rest of the
It's-
fleet can catch
Lots
up.
of chain
it's-
shot.
It's very much a hit and run, boom and zoom.
Yeah.
Like kind of it's kind of what he's running.
Mhm.
And just for
Fish
shenanigans
Guts
sake,
knows all about chain shot. Too soon. Is it too soon?
Yeah.
It's not too soon. He's been
Oh.
dead a
Yeah,
while.
no, he's been dead a while. But also just for shits and giggles, we have war drums because it'd be dope. It's
I
like
like
maybe
that.
go
Drums
faster.
in, like
war
drums in the deep.
Okay.
Just dum 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 dum.
All
And
right.
on open water, that sound probably carries away.
Do you
but, yeah, that's his-
do you
that's
guys
his
have
idea.
anything else?
Like Harlan, Edward would be getting the Bastard's Hand would be getting a ram built onto the front of it.
Ooh. Okay.
I like that.
I think it would make
Yep.
sense for you guys to like on your way back, you stop by Quent.
Mhm.
Okay.
And like use Quent as a port. Like it's kind of become. I mean,
Restock,
Quent
yeah.
would be
That's our home.
as Tessara. Like
Yeah.
that's your home away from home. Like Tessa, she has basically given like the guys that run the port like, hey, when these guys show up, you treat them like kings.
Yeah.
So you get like good deals, and like you get for like there'll be other ships in for refit, and they'll like kick the ship out and be like, oh, these guys
Just
are
bump
here.
them down the line. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's how it works.
Yeah.
I like that. So
yeah.
what kind of other upgrades do you guys want to do?
You go,
I
you
want
should go
turn
for
my
a
ship
Corvus on
into
your
the
ship, Seb.
USS Virginia.
One more time.
I want to turn
Go
my
for it.
ship into the CSS Virginia.
Yeah. Was that an ironclad?
Yep, the very first ironclad.
Oh
Yeah,
that one,
I,
Didn't it sink?
Well,
It,
yeah,
got,
well, it, could
it
be,
was
you
scuttled.
could be cool and have the monitor though. I mean,
No,
let's not
the
say
monitor.
Virginia.
No. I still want it to have all the cannons down the side. I just want to
Yeah.
have it nice and metal. And then,
But there's other
for
complications
power, I
with,
could
with
use
that flag it flies.
I could use some fire elementals.
Wait
And
a
some
minute.
water
I don't
elementals.
know if this is. I don't know if that's PC, buddy.
Uh,
I don't know if you can do that. I don't know.
No,
I don't know if
do
we can
worse-
upload
We do way
that.
worse shit than that in this game. It's all good.
Fuck it. I want the Bismarck, damn it.
Yikes.
So Walkier's going for the opposite. He's fucking double planking his ship and stuff.
I like it.
Yeah.
so,
Well, I mean, it would be good to have because we have a bigger brawler, the Dominator, and having a possibly slightly smaller Dominator brawler to act in concert with.
yeah,
Um,
something that can handle taking a punch.
yeah, but you still have the
So-
maneuverability of maybe being slightly smaller.
Yeah, well, to make it
Yep.
harder, make me harder to hit. But also makes me able to ram more effectively because I'll have
Right.
more weight.
That's one of the things I'm trying to build the Bastard's Hand to be is whenever the Dominator gets into combat, I can just kind of loop closely around and just smash right into the side.
That's what I'm saying. Is you should get a Corvus on your ship. A Corvus is a old Roman military device that they used in naval battles, where it's basically a giant bridge that's sitting suspended like this in the front of your ship. And as soon as you ram the other ship, it has a big spike on the front, and they drop it onto their
Yeah, it's
deck
like
and you have a bridge across.
It's like a siege tower. When it climbs out, it just
Yep.
like, it clamps on.
It's
yeah.
literally a floating siege tower, right?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's,
Yes.
it's a big old bridge on the bow of your ship. You drop it on their ship, punches a nail through their deck so you can't get apart, and you can
Well, that's
board
also
with
one of the reasons I
bridge.
want to kind of like a oh god, I'm trying to think of a better example, but like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, you could have like a ram that just smashed in and it kind of stuck into the ship.
Oh, if you had like
Yeah.
barbs, some type of
And
barbs
it
thing
would
on
help
it.
with boarding. So that's when he said the Corvus.
Yeah.
I was like, if I could smash in and then drop the bridge, I've got
That's the idea, because
because
they were all triremes, both triremes and quadriremes and all that, but they're all
Right.
rowed ships, so they all had the
Right.
like the prow ram face on the boat.
right.
Yeah.
So
'Cause it was
something
all
very
about
similar to
ramming.
that, so I can
Yeah.
drop down and hook into them.
So,
Yeah,
and
as well
since we are
inside.
all specializing our vessels at this point, that actually segues perfectly into what I want to do, which is I want to recruit and promote officers from the crews we just got, as well as from within, giving preference from within,
Mhm.
obviously. And then I want to organize cross training between the vessels. So I want everyone on the Dominator to work every position on the Bastard's Hand, everyone on the Bastard's Hand to be able to work every position on the Besmar's Blessing, and everyone on the Besmar's Blessing to work every position on the Hammer. That way, if we take losses, it's all coming out of a pool. If one ship takes heavy losses, we can replace those losses from the other ships. And if one ship takes,
That's
I'm
smart.
gonna recommend something, and we're gonna pull something from the U.S. Navy here. Everyone is part of the damage control party first, and then whatever their specialization is second. Because the U.S. Navy learned that we had some ships that took some, like the Japanese would take that damage, ship sinks. U.S. Navy, you've kept that shit afloat and took it back to Pearl to get repaired. Like damage control was
good old
nuts.
Yorktown.
Good old Yorktown. Yeah, exactly. So
It
like I
stayed
think
floating for a long time.
like everybody knows how to do damage control, firefighting, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
That's like we hardcore train on that, and then once people got that down, then we can make sure everyone else gets.
Oh yeah.
So that we
Well,
can, because
I
we don't
think
have
the
we don't-
Shackles has like real shipyards, does it?
It does in
That's
places
not-
like Quent and Port Peril. It would
Yeah,
have
it's got a-
real
it's
I
got a
shipyards.
assume they
couple.
can't build something like the Dominator though,
Mm,
or it might take them a long time.
it would take them a long time, so they can, but it would take them a long time for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
And
of
I
course,
assume
remember, it's all
yeah,
chaotic there. So
yeah.
Oh, you want me to
putting,
work
putting
today?
together
I don't wanna work
200
today.
pirates? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So-
organize cross training, promote officers, recruit officers, and finally, after Nasara does her message running and other daily activities that she does, basically walks each of the boats, detecting thoughts, looking for dissent, spies, all that shit. And she also used to run messages to Griffer every day. I don't know if that was clear, but
Yeah.
she was doing that.
And
Yeah, we
Griffer
have-
was like, hey, this is the ships I saw down on the south side, the south side of the
Mhm.
Shackles. Like, because she was in command. Griffer has been in command of
Yes.
the Tidewater Rocks. So yeah.
Oh, is what's her face dead yet?
Which one? Oh yeah, the lady of the rock. She died.
Oh, okay, cool.
Her
Good.
weird fantasy cancer killed her finally. Unfortunately.
All right. Well, I could have made her a vampire. She didn't ask, but
Yeah, she didn't want to live.
I
She was
don't know.
like, she was
I'm
like,
sorry.
she
sorry,
wouldn't have.
Get fucked.
Sorry about your wife there, Blauu. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, thank
Such
you.
a shame. Aw.
Such a shame.
Oh God,
Let's
I'm
take-
official owner of Tidewater Rock now. Fuck.
Let's take a moment of silence. All right, we're done.
All right, we're done.
And the last thing on my list.
I do
No, just-
imagine that it is just, guys. I got a letter and it says she passed away.
Oh,
Oh.
No, it's that Top Gear clip. Oh no. Anyway,
and the last thing on my list is I want to establish some spies in the Chelieax fleet. And doing this, I have a couple of methods I want to use. Mainly employing Nasara because she's literally a devil, and she can act as, hey, so you know that place way up north in Chelieax, way inland that you ship captains never see, that there's a cathedral there? Yeah, I'm a contract devil. I'm the representative of the such and such archbishop of the Chelieax church. I'm going to need reports of your progress because this is where your funding for this part of the fleet's coming from. or basically spinning lies like that.
How's her bluff?
Excellent, because she's a contract devil.
Good.
Her bluff is
Excellent.
plus
Good.
20.
Ah, that's pretty good.
Jesus Christ.
That's pretty good for a fucking NPC. Like, like a little side character. That's fucking good, man. I
Well,
like
that's what
that.
he's built her out to be this entire time. Is
Brilliant.
He's built her out to be a
shit
right
stir.
hand.
I
A
love it.
shit stir.
she's like, I mean, she is your aide to camp, really.
Oh, 100%. No, Nassara's been great.
She has been,
Yeah.
from little buffs
And-
to poisoning people to all
She's
that
been
shit.
she's
List
been
is- list-
pretty
list is
integral,
complete.
actually. She's been pretty integral.
I want to say probably, at least in my experience, the most useful NPC that I've ever seen.
That's,
mean,
how,
I
that's how
mean,
you build. That's how
I-
you build cohorts, my man.
I
Yeah.
really feel we wouldn't have the Dominator without her. Those
Oh yeah, no, for
confusions.
sure.
Oh,
Those
you guys would've
confusions are
lost
the
that
entire
fight.
reason.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
guarantee you
100%.
guys, like, the campaign would have
I-
ended there. 100%.
I think we might have died against the Cyclopses too, because we got two of them with confusions.
100%.
Yeah,
That's true.
Cyclopses.
They were
Because they
messing
can
you
just
up.
say, okay, this is a 20. Bam.
Yeah, Nassari is
Yeah.
definitely MVP.
And that's the end of my
Very
list. So it's all done. Baby sign language.
Baby sign language?
Yeah, have you never heard that before?
I've never.
Baby
What
sign
does that
language?
mean? I've never heard of that.
This is all done, and this is like more.
All done.
Yeah, there's a couple. I don't know a lot of them. Like my mom
know
knew a lot
that.
more than I do because she used to run like a daycare. So
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
A piece.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but
Gib.
Can we do uppies? Zeb, can you pick me up? Uppies. Uppies, Zeb.
So set sail to Port Peril then.
I like it.
Went, correct?
Yeah, I think we're
Oh,
going to
Quint.
first.
Yes,
right?
we want to
Yeah,
go to
for-
Quint to refit and all that.
No.
Oh, also on the voyages, Conchabar is going to be making more fireball beads. I
Conchabar.
paid to make 40 of them,
Oh yes, of course. It'd be my
and he'll-
pleasure.
and he'll give 10 to each of the ships. Just so if shit goes bad, we have a hey, blow them off the deck and then get sailing, so because there's no one there to sail their ship while we're leaving until people come up from the bottom.
And they're gonna probably be hesitating to do that. Let's
Yeah,
be real.
why is it all fiery up there?
Why
That's
is there?
weird.
Why does it smell like bacon? That's so weird. I don't like.
Smells like
I don't
smells like
that.
long pig.
Ooh, ugh.
Sounds like Pearl Harbor out there. I think I'm.
Oh,
gonna sit down
Zach!
here.
Oh man, no!
Dude,
That's
We're
not
doing
funny.
better than
You're a.
85 years
That's
or
not
so.
funny at all.
Look,
that
we-
was.
if we
I
get
know
some-
we were talking World War II, but fuck.
We get a ship, we get enough griffins. We'll
So
give
messed
Chelieax
up.
their own Pearl Harbor. That's what we'll do.
I'm not comfortable
Oh, I'm
anymore.
sorry.
Well, good night, everybody.
As long as they don't contract the hippogriff riders out of, or the griffin riders out of Corvosa.
Out of Corvosa. Yeah.
Didn't the Japanese during World War II like fly to Pearl Harbor with not enough fuel to get back?
No,
Was that?
that's
is that
us.
Is that? Oh, that was
No,
us.
that
was
was the
us.
Doolittle raid. We
Yeah,
flew
the
over
Doolittle raid.
Japan
The
to
Doolittle
land in
raid,
China.
Okay. That's what it was. I remember I was watching some World War II history the other day, and I couldn't remember everything because
Yeah.
I was like half awake at like
Yeah,
2 a.m.
very early in the Pacific War, we launched a retaliatory raid in Japan just because we
For
wanted
morale
to hit them back
purposes.
for morale purposes. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it didn't do any real damage. Only a couple of B-24s.
scared
They
the
weren't
hell out
even
of
big
them.
ones.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
B-25s, yeah.
Yeah.
They landed in China.
Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
tried to.
A lot of them crashed in China.
Oh
Mhm.
damn.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But they had to get to the Chinese occupied portion, not the Japanese.
Yeah, they
Not
had,
on the
they had
coast,
to,
yeah.
they tried not to land in Manchuria, so they were.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was definitely a.
History's weird, man.
No,
Hey man, the guys that did that, I mean, balls of steel, and then
Hey, you're probably not gonna make it back. Good luck.
Yeah.
they were all volunteers. Like every one
Yeah,
of them
everybody
volunteered for it.
volunteered.
And then Doolittle himself like went on to have a really, other than that, had a really storied career too. Like
Interesting, I didn't know that.
Korea and everything. Yeah, yeah.
Just
was-
to also
was
remember,
successful.
they'd never put bombers on aircraft carriers before.
No, they had
Those
to
things
actually
were not
They
designed.
had to use a
fly
crane
off
to put
of
them
that.
on there.
They had to use
Yeah.
a crane to put them on there, and they had to use higher octane fuel to get them
Mhm.
off of the deck in time for them not to fall into the ocean.
Yeah,
Wow.
point into the wind. Make sure you had a strong enough wind. And if you were the first plane, which Doolittle was in the first plane,
You had less.
you did not have a whole lot of runway.
Yeah, you dropped off the front
It
of
was
the deck.
basically
And,
they went.
Yeah,
Like-
they would just drop off and everyone would go.
They
Mental.
replaced
Okay,
replaced
he's
machine
gone, he's
guns.
up, he's up.
They replaced
ripped off
machine
the
guns with
radios and the
broomsticks.
Machine guns. Yeah,
They
took
made sure
everything
they
off.
literally told everybody, take a piss before you leave because we need every ounce of weight we can spare.
oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, it was good. Those
Um,
guys are like
Balls
Oh,
of
we're gonna edit this
Balls
part
of
out.
steel.
Oh yeah, 100%. What do we have to do in Quinn?
Absolutely not. It's all going up.
That's fine.
This is the best
Anyway.
part. So Quent is when you get there, you would notice that Quent is really a buzz, and it appears that Tessa likely made a stop there and started to announce, "Hey, like shit's going down. We need all hands on deck. We're going to be recruiting." And so you actually see that there are numerous pirates that have come to the docks. There's talk of like, "Hey, who's going to be commanding this?" Chelieax is invading. We have to defend the Shackles. So like the buzz of your conversation, and you actually would see that there are these transcripts, like these like posters that have been put up with like, here's what transpired. Admiral Caius and his like. Do you have a name for like your navy? Like, what would be like the name?
I did at one point. Something flotilla, the Fiends flotilla, I think.
Fiends flotilla is gathering like ships and captains and crew to defend the Shackles from a Chelish invasion. Like all hands on deck. Whoever wants to sign up, like look for these flags, these symbols. So you would actually be able to get like a little bit of extra crew, like that 10% you lost because they were they got sacrificed to get bigger devils. You would able to very quickly get them, and likely even some extras. Otherwise in Quet, this is an opportunity for you guys to do some shopping as well. Like if there's anything you guys wanted to buy, get, I don't know, I think you have a crap ton of gold last time I checked. Like you guys are pretty flush.
Well, we didn't get loot, but yeah, I have a fair amount of gold. I've been saving it just in case we need to do something crazy again. But
you guys would have an additional, just from loot from some of the pirates you killed, from like the holds, because they would have had some treasure and whatnot in there. Every one of you would have an additional 15,000 gold, just personal gold to spend as you see fit. Look at Patrick, he's like, yeah, let's go. Look at that.
Money.
So like take some
money.
time if you want to like do a little shopping or whatnot.
Go
I'm
shopping
totally fine with that.
offline. I'll do shopping.
yeah, we can take a
offline.
second here.
Take a second. I don't care. I'm good.
No, like I said, we're recorded now. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, I literally don't care. Like, just have fun. If people don't like this part, they can skip it. Maybe I'll put up like timers and be like, we did shopping here. I can do timestamps.
Sorry.
I'll figure it out.
You
Had
could,
to
yeah,
get
you
up early
can.
today.
Well, yeah, you can also
Weird
just,
World War II facts just sprinkled through the whole
Notes.
video.
What's that?
notes for timestamps.
Just 2 notes.
Because I don't know if you have a timer going, so you can just time it and then be like blank.
Yeah.
Did this?
Hey, we did this here. I don't. And honestly, I don't know about you guys. I'm having an absolute riot tonight. Thank you.
Oh, it's been great.
It's just super
Oh, yeah.
fun. Like I'm
We
feeling.
had
I
a-
feel.
I'm
so
we had
glad
an
I-
educational history segment.
I'm glad I did a lot of prep between sessions, honestly. So we had a good bump
Attraction.
to do stuff.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're good, Patrick. You're old. It's fine. Zeb, you're not old, but
Why?
you're overworked, so he just falls asleep. I love it. Oh man.
All right,
Okay.
so let's see.
Blauu, what were the gloves we were talking about?
I've got big balls. She's got big balls.
Taiwan?
What?
I was just messing around.
She's a lady. He's a lady.
Whoa.
He's a lady.
Magic. There we go. I don't even know what I got. Let's see what we have.
You have so much stuff. It's so good.
Oh no!
Yeah,
What you got?
Trying to think what I would want to grab.
Go.
What I want to do, and this is something either I can try and recruit one. I want to get a scald for my ship
Okay.
because bards are
Yeah.
cool and all, but scalds give you inspired rage, which is awesome. Just something different.
I'm gonna get a headband of mental prowess +4 instead of +2.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't have a headband. What the Ioun stones are? They don't. Take
What
the
about
heads
an
off, right?
Undine Scald?
An undine?
Like
Undine,
a
yeah.
water touched, like an Undine, like a water touched Scald. I just found this really cool picture.
Yeah, shoot me
Let
a picture.
me just do this
Post
really
it.
quick. I'm just gonna make a quick token. It looks kind of badass.
I probably need to redo my token too, so it doesn't match everyone else's. But I
No,
changed.
Oh, I
it
don't
do
for
that.
I don't
That's
care, it's
40 grand.
Let me do
God.
this. Let me move over to
What
here.
the fuck? Sorry, Nassar has a bunch of shit I didn't know about.
What?
Yeah,
She has symbol of pain once a day,
Ooh.
plane shift once a day, dismissal once a day, delayed blast fireball once a day.
Oops.
Oh my.
Let me do this.
I saw Mage's Private Sanctum. Like, I don't have Mage's
How-
Private Sanctum memorized on Nassara. What the
How
fuck is
much-
this coming from?
How much do you need for your? How much are you short for your headband?
Oh no,
Patrick-
I'm not doing
Oh,
that.
I'm
I would need at
dragging
least
it to the wrong
30,000.
page. That's what I'm doing wrong.
There's no point in that.
Hold on. Where did I drag it?
I'll just get a belt of physical might.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I really, because I've already got yeah, I've got a belt, I got rings, armor. My armor situation is just hopeless because I'm
Or
So
a
this is
fucking
the
physical
token that I was looking
protection.
at. This one right here.
So-
I'll make it bigger.
yeah, I'll take Undyne
She
Skull.
looks
Yeah,
pretty
fuck it.
sweet, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just have to come up with like a good name
Wolf.
for her. Yes, sir.
Can I upgrade Frostbrand using the normal progression?
Sure.
Like,
Why not?
okay, yeah, just normal
Yeah.
price progression because it's
That's
like
fine.
+4 right now, so I'd have to go +5 to get to +4, and then +6
Yeah.
to get it to plus. And I
Absolutely.
think the other abilities are all separate.
Let me just make sure I have. So add subfolder. Your ship's name again, Harlan, was
Hammer of Tyrants.
Hammer of Tyrants. Hammer of Tyrants. And then I have to add.
Here, I got a name for the Undyne for just a generator.
Yeah.
So let me.
And this would be, let's see here, officers. Officers. Add character. Did you post it?
I'm about to. I'm typing it out.
Sweet.
There.
Let me see it.
It's just a name generator. I just came up
Ooh,
with
I
it.
like that. Darak.
Yeah.
Darak May Marcy. All players.
Are you going with the Banshee or the other name, the Besmar's Blessing, Patrick?
Haven't decided yet because there's also Besmar's Bounty,
That's a
which
cool
can
name.
be which will be bastardized into Besmar's Bountiful Bosom.
I mean, it's gonna happen anyway because pirates.
So,
But
kind of like kids with Uranus and Uranus.
oh yeah,
Thank you.
Hey,
my
dude,
hand.
have you seen the rings around Uranus?
I think I've
Alright.
heard
I actually got that
every-
joke this week.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
I'm not surprised. Like,
I just looked at the kid and said, "That was kind of mid."
That was kind of mid.
Oh.
You said mid to the kid. That was kind of mid. That's so
I
good.
said
hey,
mid to a
if they
seventh
do,
grader?
if they do it again, tell them, hey, that was
That's so
terrible. That's a
good.
skill issue.
I
That's
just
a
told him
skill issue. It's a
I
skill
told him
issue.
he had no riz.
Oh.
They even that doubled it worse. 'cause
Oh
I
man,
just told him-
Patrick is just killing.
Hey, I've
He's
got- I've
just
got-
ruining.
You
these
I'm
things.
an
literally,
old man.
just turned that kid. You just
I
turned
destroyed
that
that
kid
kid.
into like the loser at school that will get no respect ever. Like he'll never. You literally destroyed that kid's life.
Yeah.
He's gonna probably
Uh,
grow up to be like just a really lonely, sad person. You're a
I
monster.
told him he's like, you're not the first kid that's ever said that. So stop going for the low hanging fruit.
Yeah, like I think I've heard every one of the like those like permutation of those jokes and whatever. It's just like it's just
So what are we going for? Bez Mara.
Let's do bounty.
Bez Mara's bounty.
Yeah.
Got it. Add
All right, so
subfolder would be
enhancement,
crew.
Strength 2, dexterity.
Who do you want to
2.
take as one of your
Constitution.
officers? You've got some folks
Yeah.
on
Ooh.
other ships
Yeah,
that
I
you
got
could take. You
Yeah, I
should
don't
take
know.
Simone. Just get her off my ship.
What was
I
personalities? That was my guy, right?
Yeah, that was your guy. He's
yes, get
he's
him the
kind
fuck
of
away from me.
he's kind of tied to the Dominator, but also like you can do what you want, right? Like he's just kind of a crazy old man. You could absolutely take him if you want to, though. What do you want her to be? Like, what would be her title on your ship? Comic.
Let's see, Scald. She's an officer,
Yeah.
master of signals. Could be in charge of raising flags and
I
stuff.
like
and
that.
doing all that
Boom.
sort of thing.
Done.
Communicating with the other vessels in the fleet.
And then
Those are all
let's
the
see
officer titles I have listed on my little spreadsheet.
Let's see here. Dominator. I mean, because you've got a couple of... Okay. Might be a little crazy. What if one of you guys took Alex Littleton as, like, a junior officer?
Which one was he?
Like, Caius, do you think he's ready? Like, it's
Yeah.
been a couple of months. Like, do you
Oh,
think it's ready for
kid.
him to, like, take on, like, an actual leadership position at some point? You know,
He
may not be, and it's okay.
Kids started in the Royal Navy at like 13 if they were nobles, aristocrats, like as
Even-
junior officers.
Yeah, they did.
They started very young. Yeah, I think it'd be fine. Like he probably needs to grow into it still, but you don't grow into the role if you don't have it.
I like that.
I just rewatched Master and Commander because it's just
Oh, that scene with the kid that after he loses his arm, and it's like during that scene where they're attacking the French ship, and like he aims the cannon down and then fires, blows a hole. He's like, "We've got to board her with me," and he like jumps down shooting, and it's just like, oh my god, it's such a good movie. That's so good.
It's such a good movie. It's just one of the most accurate, like accuracy to, even though it's a fantasy film, accuracy to what it's trying to portray. Like it's just across the board, very underrated movie.
I always like the lesser of two evils.
The lesser of two evils. I do that with my fiance all the time, and she just looks at me like she wants to slap me.
What would you want his role to be? I think he should go with Besmara. Besmara's bounty. What do you want his role to be? Captain Wakir.
Who does personalities?
Littleton. I want Littleton to go with you.
What is?
Or do you have a different opinion, Caius?
No, what does he do again?
Anything you want him to do. He's basically like a little.
He's like 16, right?
He's like 16. He's like a little Caius. Like he's been
Cabin
training
boy
under Caius.
Alex Little in.
Yeah, Little.
What you're talking about?
Yeah. What do you want his role to be on your ship?
He's an inquisitor.
He is an inquisitor.
Oh well, that's perfect. He's going to be head of security and the Marines. He will build up a Marine force that will board the other ships.
So he will be Alex Littleton.
We'll say like Lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Going with the Germans.
This is German pronunciation.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. Like if he was like in charge of in a certain way, like in a little like he was in charge of the bearded devil Marines on board. That feels fitting. That feels fitting, right? Yeah.
Authority, but not like over like a massive amount of the crew.
Yeah, like the devils are gonna follow his command regardless because they're contract bound, which is a good opportunity for him to learn. And I can just imagine him like be like, "Traitor! Death!" He maybe goes to his head a little bit. I don't know. No, I don't think so. He's pretty chill. I like that. All right, so we got at least a little bit of officers started on those two. And now we'll start building crew rosters for you guys as well, which is sweet.
Oh, I still have my my spreadsheet if you want it. Wolf.
Yeah, post it over to me, man.
Yeah,
I'll just post
come
everybody.
Up with if you guys want to like come up with if you want to pull from other crews and like move stuff around, let me know. But if you want to come up with like your own like 3 or 4 crew members, like if you want to do some recruiting and like come up with some NPCs, like I'm fine with it. I think that's cool. You know, we've got all of you have your own ships now, which is sweet.
Okay,
I think I'm collecting like the Merry Baron of weirdos.
Yeah.
Okay, I just moved my crew sheet to the loot sheet, so I think it should be linked in Skull and Shackles under loot. Important links. Is the last one's the loot sheet.
Perfect. Excellent. It's the loot sheet. Yep. I see it. Okay.
So it's the last page on there.
I see it. Aha. I see. And do we have the ability to edit this?
I can give it to you.
Nice.
Just don't fuck with the loot section because I actually need to keep track of that.
Of course.
Nice.
Of course.
Yeah, because I am pretty. I mean, granted, we don't get a ton of like actual name.
I
loot,
love that you put the flags in there.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice. That's pretty sick.
You'll appreciate this, Wolf. Is I stole some of my flag elements from Renegade Night Houses from 40K.
Nice. There you go.
Because they all have dope flags, so I started taking bits and pieces.
So a little side here. I was thinking Roaring Shores for a second, but one of the things about Roaring Shores that I really want it to be is like the idea of like mercenary companies is like a huge concept. Like anybody that's like
Swiss or German mercenaries.
Yeah, like mercenary companies, right? So like coming up with like own little custom laws and
I'm thinking Glenn Cook already.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love the Black Company so much.
Yeah. That's kind of like I need to actually sit down and either get the book on tape and like listen to it.
Yep. It's great.
Like you guys have talked about it so much.
Yeah. Have you read Instrumentalities Tonight, Patrick?
No.
Okay, it's very good as well. Very different, but very good.
I wonder if
of course there's
be on Audible. Now I'm like actually curious.
It's like $7.99 on Audible.
Really?
Miles Cameron had that the Tales of the
The
Red Knight.
Black-
which was a
Hey, I
mercenary
also
company.
read that. The first one was good,
The
I
first one
have-
was really good.
and then they really fell off a fucking cliff after the second one.
Yeah.
If you go more into science fiction and you want a good mercenary thing, whatever, Hammer Slammers.
Oh,
is
it's
a
only
classic.
Yeah.
it's 10
Hammer
hours.
Slammers.
Book one. Is there like a? Can I buy like a?
Oh,
series?
they're very short. Also, be aware when you read the Black Company, the first book is very different than the rest of the series.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Like the tone.
Oh
change, the
damn!
tone
There's
is-
like
the tone is
9
the same.
books.
There's
Oh,
a lot. Yeah.
Cool.
Granted, the mercenary company aspect only lasts till like the end of the third.
That's
Not
okay.
really the end of the first or second.
I would say second. Yeah.
I'm gonna add that to my list, and
Oh, they're so good.
I'm gonna start on it.
Phenomenal.
I was talking to the missus about it. I was like, I want to get like a book series to just listen to.
Yeah.
You know, like when I'm, I don't know, just.
I
messing
would
around.
I would also suggest the Red Knight as the first book specifically, the first
Only,
maybe
yeah.
second book
Just do
as
the first
reading
one.
for the mercenary company stuff.
And you'll
Because
like that.
it goes heavily into management. It's written by a history PhD, so it's like, oh, this guy has full plate on. So the guy swung a sword at him. He just put his arm in the way because it's covered in metal and swords don't cut through metal. Like that's just how it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's really good.
Well, it's stuff like, knights often sometimes would just flip their sword around, grab it by the blade, and conk someone with the freaking guard.
Oh yeah.
Use it as an improvised hammer because they've got chainmail on. What do they give? They don't give a shit.
Well, yeah. And besides, by the time you get to the high medieval era, and most people aren't using swords as primary weapons, anyways. You're using
Oh,
poleaxe or
most
something.
people were never using swords. It was like spears and shit.
And I am
because it was
so
just,
upset that D&D doesn't even have a fucking poleaxe in the list. Like it's not even there. It's not.
What if we made one?
Yeah. Like a
I
war
will-
pick. I
there-
would love a horse
Well, we
pick
have
or a cavalry pick.
them in Pathfinder, but we don't have them in.
Do you have them
There's-
in Pathfinder? I don't
there's
think you have a poleaxe. You have a halberd, which is
Well,
kind of a
it's the same
poleaxe
thing.
because
It's
Well,
just
I
a
mean-
different style.
Well,
'Cause
unless-
remember
unless-
AD&D had all of those different variations.
weird polearms.
which-
I mean, polearms are polearms in this one, unless you're like, oh, I want a polearm that I
Yeah.
have the ability to say, hey, I'm using the spear, or I'm using the axe, or I'm using
Yeah.
the
Like an
hammer.
ergon.
part
I mean, the
of-
only thing would be like if you were to do that, you would just have the option to be like, I'm dealing piercing or bludgeoning damage.
bludgeoning.
Yeah, that
exactly.
uh,
Or
actually
slashing.
That'd be like the only difference, right?
Yeah.
for one of Saber, one of our friends, he did a campaign 2 years ago that I was in, and I had a cavalry pick, like a horse pick.
Yeah.
And it has the hammer in on one side and a small pick on the other side, and I had to choose because I had different enchantments on the hammer and the pick. So
Oh, that's a cool
when-
idea. Like
Uh-huh.
if you could
Whenever
like
I would
enchant both
roll-
sides of it and be
Yeah.
like,
And-
okay, I'm dealing like cold or like acid or something.
Yep.
Like that's kind of a cool
Mhm.
idea too.
And so I had to be like, okay, so I'm using bludgeoning because I'm using the hammer side, and then it's going to be taking so much of this damage versus okay, so I have to take an action to spin it around because
was it like a
bludgeoning
move
didn't
action
work.
or like a standard or like how did you like
Probably a
do it?
swift.
Like a swift
Yeah,
action.
it was a swift.
Well, that's
a
cool. That
swift,
makes sense. And so you have
spin
to
it
use
in
an
my
action
hand.
to do it, but oh, that's a cool idea. I think
Yeah.
part of the Roaring Shores might be getting a little crunchy with like that
Mhm.
kind of stuff because I think
Into
that
the
could be
weed stuff?
interesting. Like that could be
Oh,
interesting if
Then
that's the
I would-
start of it.
I would genuinely recommend the Red Knight for the
Red-
for the
The Red Knight.
for the historical and
Miles
management and
Miles
combat
Cameron.
aspect.
Yep,
Mhm.
Miles
Of it?
Cameron.
And I would recommend the Black Company for tone and themes and moments and
Miles
characters.
Cameron, you said?
Yeah.
I'm gonna save that. How do I save this?
Hey, Wolf,
That
if
said-
you're interested in doing that thing with what Zeb was doing, you really need to look at the old first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons weapons
Mhm.
books, and maybe even second edition, because they'll explain that a lot better.
Because one thing like with the Roaring Shores that I've been like thinking about is like what do I want to be the point? Because I could just like, okay, I created a world, cool, let's explore it. But like I also want there to be kind of a theme to it, and like this idea of like the mercenary was like what I gravitated towards, right? Like these
Right.
mercenary companies that popped up, and they're like wars aren't really fought anymore. It's these little skirmishes between mercenary companies because
Summer
everyone's
wars, yeah.
terrified of like a huge continent, a world-spanning war that nearly destroyed everything, right? Like literally
You
all
could-
the gods died. So
Yeah,
That's
you
what
could
they're
also
afraid of.
look into the 100 Years of Peace in Europe as well. It's historically
yeah.
that happened right after the Napoleonic Wars.
Yes, it
because
did.
everyone got their shit kicked in. They're like, we don't want none of this no more.
This is terrible. I just watched Napoleon, the movie, and it talked
Oh,
about how
God,
like
it was
there was.
awful.
I liked it. I thought it was good. My wife and I enjoyed it. We
As
really
a,
did.
Really? I
as a
hated it.
movie, it's okay, whatever. But like historically, it's not. It's dog shit.
I liked it for the movie aspect.
Which
I thought it was fun.
Yeah,
I didn't like it for either, honestly.
which is a shame because like I love like Gladiator and some of his other works. Like
Yeah,
it's
I like
just,
Gladiator.
Yeah.
it just as a history
Anyways.
guy, it was a massive letdown. As a movie, it's fine, but as a history guy,
I don't think so. I think he did
See,
a
I
bad job
like-
as the Role of Napoleon.
I
And
like.
I
I
think-
like vignettes, and it was told in the story like a way of vignettes. I like that as a storytelling thing.
I think they focused way too much on his love life. I don't think that
Yeah.
was a significant aspect of Napoleon. Like, I don't think that was 10% of his life.
one of my
He spent-
biggest
he probably spent 10% of his life in fucking Paris since from like 1802 to 1815.
That's
one of my
fair.
biggest things I hated about it too is when people asked him, because this was an interview, someone asked him, well, didn't you read any of the massive amount of material on Napoleon and everything else? And one of his responses was, well, were you there? Like, motherfucker. Napoleon is one of the most documented military strategists.
Hey, how
in
about
human
his love
history.
letters between him and like his first wife? Like, there's so much documented about the guy, right?
Like, he is one of the most documented humans in history, and it's like, really, you're gonna pull the "well, were you there" thing? It's like we've got so much stuff you could have done. I'm just like, God.
yeah, fair enough. I enjoyed it. It was good. Anyway,
Well, I got everything I wanted. I basically just put my armor from 3 to 5. That
I'm
was it.
thinking about maybe buying a headband just to, I don't know what I'd boost because I don't need.
What were the gloves we were talking about, Blauu?
Deliquescent gloves.
What are those? Those sound fun. Yeah,
They, if you're using a melee weapon, they add a d6 of acid damage.
oh,
That's it.
that's cool.
That's
Uh,
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to rewrite your macro. We can do that after the session. No big deal.
Yeah.
I need to redo mine too because I have improved critical, so my crit range is
It
increased.
should
by
be in
1.
there.
Is it? I couldn't remember if we did it or not. I have to look. No big deal. Anyway,
Yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna look through my stuff and I'll find something. I can't
Yeah, we'll
find
find shit
anything
later.
at this moment. So I'll come back to it.
I mean, like, if you guys want to like pick stuff up and be like, hey, when we were in Quent,
yeah,
we'll
look
I
at this,
gotta
that's
look
fine.
into some stuff to see.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
So,
I
Hey,
like
Wolf,
it.
do you have a
Sir.
second edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons rulebook somewhere in a PDF?
I might actually have a physical copy.
Okay.
Let me
Well, if
give
you
me
go-
like. I'm
you don't
actually.
need to,
I'm gonna look. No, I'm gonna look.
but
I'm curious.
When you go through through it, you can actually see like the pole arm list is insane. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different
You know what?
pole arms.
You know what? I actually do not have that as a physical book. I had one, and I remember I had like a pristine condition one of it, and I listed it online. I sold it for like $200. So because like I was like, I'm never gonna play this. Why do I have this in my collection? So I just
All right,
sold
well,
it.
Here.
If you wanna just zip that over to
I'm
me.
gonna see if it'll go. Nope.
How
too
big's the
big.
file?
It's too big.
You could probably do it in
I'll just email
Darewolfden,
it.
or
I'll
just email it to me, Darewolfden. Yeah,
Google Drive it.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, because like I said, there's 18 different ones. Like the glaive gusame
Mhm.
is
Oh,
both
Gusame,
piercing and
Gusame.
slashing.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you just pick it, and it's like massive amounts of damage. Halberd, piercing and slashing. Hook Foucher, piercing and slashing. Whereas in what is it? In what's a glaive? They don't even have
Slashing.
the other ones. Yeah, it's all slashing. They don't.
Yeah, I'll
even
take a
have
look at it.
The
I
muffin.
appreciate that.
So it's like I'm
I
just
ha-
looking at that
I-
because I remember going into those so much when I was a kid.
Oh no, wait. That's fine. Yeah, I kind of wish I hadn't sold it now. I'm curious. That's okay. It happens. So yeah, so you guys leave Quent and you travel to Port Peril. All right, you travel to Port Peril, and there's a number of ships that have gathered. You can see that a number of the other Pirate Council members have gathered. All the ones that you had signed the contract are there. You recognize their ships, their flags, etc. And as you guys make your way to the docks, there's a little tent set up. And in that tent, you can see it's just like one of those little flappy tents. You can like just at the top. little
Pavilion?
flap it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Edward, there's a certain one-eyed lady holding a small child in her arms, suckling. It's suckling at this moment. Yes. What do you do, good sir?
I'm gonna mute.
Fuck you, Patrick.
I'm gonna mute from my end, not that end.
You got to edit in, some sexy
This
sex
is
music.
the part that we'll that we'll cut
Let's
out.
get it
That's good.
on.
If I want to
you-
mute
you-
that, I'll
yeah.
just turn the volume.
You have him start
down.
talking, and then you actually just do like a fade to black transition,
Yeah.
and just sometime later.
Yeah, sometime later. Morgan
Edward
Freeman.
definitely approaches.
So it would be your lady. It would be her. She is there, and she has your son. Did you name your son?
She's my.
Is it Edward Jr.? Edward the second?
It would be Graham.
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 Aw, that's so
Graham
sweet.
Tarbos.
It is actually without going into the weeds of it, it's actually a heartwarming reunion. She is happy to see you, calm. She's like, this is your son. This is Graham. And it's just a good moment. And Simone slides into the camera behind you, just nodding sagely, like, good.
It's just rock.
Just
rock-
not
rock
moving,
on-
just
just
a little
rock on a tile floor
yeah,
sound.
a tile floor sound. That's right. But no, it goes very well. And how intense of a wedding do you guys want? Is it like a small ceremony with just like your closest friends? Is it like a blowout? From Grifford Tibbs' perspective, she's not the type of woman that would want a huge wedding, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
Small ceremony. Caius, Harlan, Wakir, her sister. She would want
Couple other choice crew
couple
members.
other choice crew members that had like been there from the beginning. Like I guarantee that she would want Sandra Quinn
The
there.
crew from the Wormwood.
Sandra
Yep.
Quinn would probably run the ceremony,
Yep.
Yeah.
if not Wakir, like one of
Grok.
them would.
Yep.
Grok would be there, like all of them. So there's maybe
all of the
maybe
Wormwood crew. that should have
20
survived.
people in total that show up just to support, and it's done in a small little courtyard, and vows are given. She pledges herself life, and like until our last breath as we sink into the abyss, like that is like what we shall be. And you 2 are wed, and I'd say Tessa Fairwind is obviously there as well, just as a little representative. But it's a nice little ceremony. And as the ceremony is wrapping up, the assassins come and show up, and then everyone dies. And good game, everybody. No, it's been a blast. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, Caius will present to Griffer and Edward a small contract, basically a banknote, essentially saying, hey, there's a bank in Absalom with 5,000 gold pieces in it, sitting there for your child. Whether you want to spend it on education, great. We can hire a tutor in Absalom, get him out here. Awesome. It'll pay for him for 10, 15 years. However you want to spend this money to benefit your kid.
Wow, that's a great
Harlan-
gift.
Harlan has gotten them. 'Cause he would have seen it because I just thought of this. He's gotten them a matching pair of dope ass pistols,
Oh,
like a set of his and hers fucking pistols, hand cannons.
Ooh.
Oh, like dueling pistols with but with like engraved names.
So when they have arguments, they
Dueling
can just do
pistols?
duels.
They can just duel each other.
Not
And
doing
then,
the dishes. You're doing the
and
fucking
then-
dishes.
and then he's
Whoa!
also-
do the fucking dishes.
you see how dirty this is? Bolt shatters the plate. And then he's in a slightly smaller thing. He's gotten their kid like a smaller pistol.
It's a pepper
Wait.
box.
When he comes of age,
It's
he
a
can
little
shove it.
pepper box.
It's it's like you start a kid on a 22.
It's a
right?
derringer. It's a derringer. Yeah.
Christ.
But it's like you start a kid on like a 22 or something small.
Yeah.
It's like kids.
It's got penny
like
shot in it.
dude's first gun. Kind of
Can't
thing for the
breathe.
kid. But yeah,
That's
so
so
he gets
funny.
he gets them a
I
brace
can't
match of
breathe. That's so funny.
matching pistols, and then he
Oh
gets
my
your
God.
kid like a smaller like starting pistol
I can't breathe.
because of course he does.
Oh, that's great.
That's so funny. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You got the kid a derringer. That's phenomenal.
Oh, and if possible, Caius would have secured the kid entry to a university in Absalom.
Yeah.
Just somewhere
Yeah.
neutral.
Absalom's a pretty relatively neutral place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
if you have money, anything is available in Absalom.
that is correct.
Even if you have to go to Shadow Absalom to get it.
Even people.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
definitely very true.
Yeah, you can buy. What are you gonna do with all that money? Buy a person? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I might. Not nothing weird. Like I don't want to slave or anything. Like I just want a friend.
It's early in the day. I haven't decided yet.
Ugh,
Jeez,
why
got
are
my
you pressuring
back.
me? Stop it. God. You're terrible.
Slavery is gay because it means owning another man.
Wow.
Abraham Lincoln.
Am I gonna have to cut this out too?
Oh, that's gonna have to get
Jesus.
cut.
No, you
I-
just have
That's
to
being
you just,
cut.
no, leave it in, but just bleep him.
Bleep him. Is that what I'm gonna do? You know what? I'm too lazy to do that, so I'm just gonna get canceled. It's fine. It's
Look,
I'm not worried about
You
it.
can only be canceled if you let
I've
yourself
seen
get
that
canceled.
post on so many Union Dixie
I love it.
Union Dixie like songs on
Another
YouTube.
man is gay.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln.
I have no
Yeah.
social media. I'm uncancelable.
Oh, I can't breathe. That's really funny. All right.
Either way.
What are we talking about?
Gifts.
Gifts.
Yeah, we
Wedding
What other
gift
gifts do we
files.
have? We have the Derringer, the pistols, the Abraham Lincoln motivational poster quote that's given as well.
Oh God, that reminds me. There's a thing I want to get. It's Abraham Lincoln riding a bear, holding an M16A2 with the Declaration Proclamation in one hand, with like fire in the front. It's dope.
Love it.
Have you seen those ones of like Clinton and
Yeah.
Clinton and Reagan and
The Clinton
yeah.
one's like Duke
Yeah.
Nukem, and then there's like Roosevelt, but he's in like a suit of armor made of wheelchair. It's like power armor. Yeah, I love those.
Ridiculous.
They're great. I want them on my wall.
Ridiculous.
There's the one with Washington. He's like driving like a Dodge Charger. Like, oh, they're great.
Nixon's on like a
What are their
Velociraptor or something.
what are the
Yeah,
gifts?
yeah.
I
What are
just
their-
get him
what are the
a-
gifts?
I get him a really nice gold Bismarin skull and crossbones necklace
It's magical.
and
It's pretty badass.
an investment book from David Ramsey, so he can take that money he got from Captain Caius and invest it correctly, not to go into debt.
Let the money
pay
grow.
for- pay gold for everything.
Is it like the
Dave
the
Ram-
the
Dave
Dave
Ramsey.
Ramsey like of Glorian?
Yeah, just
Fantastic.
without the
David
cheating.
Pay
Ramsey.
gold for everything.
David Ramsey,
Look,
only pay gold for everything.
just-
Don't take out loans.
Yeah, there
Go
should
to
be
that.
there should be a small section in there, telling him how not to cheat on his wife.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Thanks.
Whoa.
Wow, that got real.
Nice.
Yikes.
Nice.
I mean,
Yikes.
it's true.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm uncomfortable with it, and I love it. It's
Don't do
beautiful.
this. Don't do that. Don't wait. By the way, don't do as I do, as I cheat on my spouse because I'm a piece of shit.
Well, that's true. You are indeed. You are indeed. Alrighty then. What did so we got? I think that's everybody. Everybody's gifts.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of other little gifts, mostly just like
Oh, yeah.
small little tokens, and like somebody gets you a bunch of like somebody makes you a crib. Someone like gets you guys some just like nice jewelry. You've got others little knickknacks and whatnot. And
What
The-
does Grok give? That's what I want to know.
Grok.
He's kind of a hard ass.
Grok gives you guys a small little dagger that she custom made that has both of your names engraved into the hilt on either side with a skull and crossbones like as the crossguard. And it's a gift, and it's for like a kid, and it's for the baby, right? It's
He
like,
has a derringer in one hand and the dagger in the other.
correct. Yes, it's like when he
Oh my
comes of
God.
age. And
I don't
also
know
like
what I'm meant to do, but I know it's meant to fuck shit up.
I don't know what I meant to do, but I know I'm supposed to kill.
Look, I still remember when I got my first pocket knife, man. Like,
Oh yeah.
That was one
was
of
a
the
big- that
first
was a big
gifts my
deal.
stepdad got me. It was like a Swiss Army knife, a pretty
Like,
badass Swiss
I've
Army
got-
knife, which
I
I
got
still
my
have
first-
somewhere.
I got my first pocket knife when I first joined the Boy Scouts. It was a big deal. Like, I
Oh,
felt like, I mean, at the time, masculine, whatever. I felt like a man. I was like, I got a knife now.
I'm a real boy.
I'm a real boy.
Let's see.
Oh God.
That's good. So
I
the wedding
actually
goes
have-
off. Oh, go ahead.
My
Ooh.
first pocket knife ever. I still got that.
Ooh, there we go.
My dad got me.
So we have the wedding. There's a nice little ceremony. It's a small party, and for a pirate get together, it's pretty tame. As you were about to meet with the Pirate Council, so you all, I would assume, want to
We got
have your
enough
wits.
to work.
Yeah, you got enough to worry about. You've had your partying, you've had your drunkenness. It's like now it's time to get down to business.
Well, we can always
So-
have a
I'm-
celebration later too, not when we're not
Well,
doing
yeah.
important business.
Yeah, while Caius is trying to be sociable
Mhm.
and like not drag everything down,
Mhm.
he also can't drink or smoke or eat anymore.
Yeah,
And you can't.
he's a
you just-
vampire.
And
Don't.
he feels, you know,
Nothing.
a lack of joy and doesn't have any physical input anymore. He's just kind of a wet blanket at the party,
Aw.
but like he doesn't try to be.
Yeah.
So-
So
Harlan
He's
sees
ha-
him and like
so
just gives him a
Caius is
nod at some
having
point.
a private pirate
It's my
pity party.
and I'll cry if I
PPP?
to.
A PPPP.
it's my pirate party.
Well,
and
okay,
I'll
so-
try if I
party-
want
A
to.
private pirate pity party. Oh god, that's hard to say.
I
God.
correct me if I'm wrong. I think so. Is Harlan's the only one that knows that, right? About your
I
Oh
think
no,
we
I
just-
mean you can
I
if
think
you
we just
if you roll
witnessed
knowledge
him.
religion, you can
It's
yeah, you
kind
can-
of obvious.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like a
we
DC
witnessed him.
5.
Drain someone.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, DC5. I roll a 1. Why he's not breathing like that?
Why ain't he
damn it,
why
put
ain't he
on
braiding
the
over
rat.
there? That's
He's
weird.
the only one he told it to. The admission he gave to Harlan was that he almost lost control of his thirst and almost fed
Mm.
on the crew.
okay.
That's right. We rolled for that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we did. I was like,
Yeah,
I'll let you do
little-
this, but you might go crazy.
Little RP session.
That's good. I like that. So you guys are met by Tessa Fairwind, who then brings you to Lucrehold, which is the de facto like governance island with a like a nice stone fort on it. This is the Hurricane King's fortress, right? So you guys are brought there. You're brought inside. It is very well adorned with, I mean, there's gold. There's these really cool looking like cannon golems that are literally just a golem with a cannon in its chest that are guarding everywhere. This place is pretty bamf, all right? And you're brought in, and there's some fanfare, and there's a little bit of like you know, a big meeting. There's some food and drinking, and everyone's kind of mingling around before you're actually brought into the actual pirate council before the Hurricane King. And what I'll do is I'll actually bring you guys over to just a little council chamber room where you guys will be meeting with the Hurricane King. You've got all of your members, and there's some additional members I don't have tokens for, but just like you've got everyone there, and there's some murmuring and talking, and then there is a bang, 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 you know, as the Hurricane King takes his giant mug, it's like, this meeting of the Pirates Council is called to order. I understand there are several issues that need to be discussed above and beyond the impending invasion into the Shackles themselves. There are also the matters of increased shares for the Island of Empty Eyes and our newest members of the Pirate Council, as well as an issue of the use of Sargavin tithe for public works, declaration of rights of salvage, declaration of the Scrags Rutgam as an outlaw, and funding and support for the very invasion we wish to fight against. If there are any other issues that need to be brought forth, you may do so, but these are the most important ones we must see done. So, normally, for a brand new crew, or brand new pirate lords, the pirate lords earn only a quarter of their shares and ties from the Sargava, but some pirate lords, such as the Master of Gales and Tessa, are obviously impressed enough with you guys that they think you should earn full shares, okay? So the champion of this cause is Tessa Fairwind, who says that the pirate lords of the Fiend's Fleet, what do we call it again?
Fiends Flotilla?
Fiend's Flotilla. I was close. The Fiend's Flotilla believe that you should get full shares of everything. All right. Now, Kurdak Bonefist is against this because if you get full shares, it means he gets less and whatnot. So, what would be your argument for, hey, we deserve full shares? Basically, what this translates into is that like every game month, you guys get like individually like an extra like $2,000. It's nothing crazy. It's not going to break the game for you or anything, but just like it's designed like these are some of the issues you need to bring up with. This also gives you a chance to like, you haven't really had a chance to interact with the Hurricane King. You can get a good feel for like who this guy is as the king of the Shackles, right? So take it away. Let me know what you guys want to do with that.
We also just for later, we need to come up with who's going to effectively governor the Isle of Empty Eyes in our absence and all that shit. We need to figure all
There's
that
no
out.
one there.
You never actually turned it. It's just they call it the Island of Empty Eyes, but they would likely change that name. That's what the book says. They'd like it changed to the Fiends Flotilla. Like, how much should they get as part of being new pirate lords? The Hurricane King wants you to get the standard 25% for new lords. Tessa's like, no, they deserve a full share, just like everyone else. They have done enough. They are championing the defense of the Shackles. They have uncovered not only spy rings inside the Shackles, they've also, like, honestly, without them, we would likely be falling to Chelieax. Like, let's be real here. Tessa is very much your champion for this cause.
Well, I mean, the do we know the normal? I mean, 25%, but how do you
The
progress out of
monetary
that? Is
value.
just a vote?
Just time.
Is it just?
It's just time usually. It's,
Mm.
usually a couple of years of service, gaining more infamy, raiding, reaving, being otherwise
Yeah,
impressive
Kai-
pirates.
Kai-
What is our infamy score, by the way?
At this point,
Oh,
it's broken. Let's be real. Like, I stopped keeping track of it when you took the Dominator, because I was like, well, you win, I guess. So there it is. It's very high.
Yeah, Caius will kind of cock his head when he's proposing giving him a quarter, and he says, half of your council tried to attack us, and we wiped the floor with them. Half of your council is useless. Why would we get a quarter compared to louts?
That will get a snort and a chuckle from the Master of Gales. Kurdak Bonefist will look furious, but does not protest. Give me a diplomacy check. Or intimidate, your call. Whatever you want to do.
Let's find out. I think it was a diplomacy more than intimidate, but
That felt
he
more
didn't threaten the guy.
That felt more diplomacy. Or we'll kill you where you sit. He adds at the end.
Yeah, and that's
Now it's intimidate. 31. So Kurdak Bonefist carries this mug of plenty that never fully empties. It's like a frothy, foaming mug. And it takes a slow sip and sets it down and looks at everybody. And you would notice that, all of the crew, all these captains that you had wiped the floor with, are not looking at Kurdak. They're looking at Caius. And you would notice, Caius, everyone would notice that, like, Kurdak is seeing this and is doing his best to hide his displeasure, but he nods, and there's a little bit of murmurs about the table, like, that's a good point, like, it was what? And Kurdak will say, aye, you have indeed proven your thought and your worth as pirates. Let's call it to a vote. All in favor of full shares for the Fiends Flotilla. Unanimous support. Just yep. Everyone says yes. There's a little bit of murmuring, a little bit of conversation. The next one that is brought up would be Cersei Bloodmorn, who was the woman that you had smacked down, Caius, at the beginning. She has a issue she wants to bring up. It's a use of Sargavan tithe for public works. Her request is that the bulk of the current Sargavan tithe, so like the Sargava is that area to the south of the Shackles. They actually like pay the Shackles to like mostly leave them alone. You guys do a little bit of raiding there, but they mostly pay like, hey, like please leave us alone. So they just pay like a normal tithe, right?
Yeah.
So the tithe is supposed to go towards improvement in port defenses of Port Peril, as well as upgrading the Shackles fleet. But Cersei Bloodmorn is eager to curry favor and pushes instead to have a large amount of the funds go towards the creation of a fleet, more so than a defense of specifically Port Peril. So her push right now is like, hey, I know we are increasing the defense of Port Peril. Port Peril is one of many cities of the Shackles. She is in favor of creating effectively like an official defense navy.
Like
is
a
what she's
reaction
pushing,
fleet.
like a reaction fleet, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be like 50 ships, but like maybe like 5 to 10 ships.
Yeah, if
that are
there's a
dedicated.
problem, you can send them.
If there's a problem, they go off, and mostly they would be crewed, and they could do a little bit of pirating, but they would mostly be there as, hey, Chelieax is sending some fleets. we'll send these 10 ships and they'll go fuck up a Dominator, right? We might lose one or two,
Mhm.
but we have this reaction force.
Yeah.
The Master of Gales is surprisingly not for this. Now, the reason he is not for this specifically is because it's starting to feel too much to him. He's a druid. He's more kind of go with the flow guy. This is starting to feel a little bit too much like we're becoming a nation. And part of what makes the Shackles is that you're not a nation. Like, we start to build a military, like an official military. It's like we are becoming what we stand against. We're becoming more like Chelieax, more like Varesia, more like any of the quote-unquote civilized areas. While it is a decent idea, he thinks that it is unnecessary and leads us down a path of becoming civilized, which is not what the Shackles is about.
Yeah.
So
I
those
have
are
a
the 2
different
points.
proposal.
What are the
Go ahead, Harlan.
the other okay, we're improving port peril and everything else. I mean, is it just defenses? Are we improving, I don't know, infrastructure, water,
Infrastructure,
rebuilding more
water,
docks,
like more docks for like upgrades, ships that come in. Mostly it's just defense. Like all those cannon golems that are outside, they're not cheap, right? So like those cannon golems get constructed with the ties. And most of the money, candidly, you would know based on looking at some of the data and looking at some of like the information that's being provided at the Pirate Council. Most of that goes to Lucrehold. Like the actual city itself kind of gets left to its own devices, right? So most of it has gone into the Hurricane King's fortress. And one of the complaints you've heard about the Hurricane King, if you remember from probably like 10 sessions ago, it's a guy's kind of like, he doesn't really sail much anymore. He just sits there, drinks, and kind of is lazy, right? So he just seems to be like turtling here. So what was your suggestion, guys?
I propose that the entire tithe, less what goes to individual captains as their due, is given to a force that is distributed amongst the captains for their command. Not a centrally commanded navy, but a feudal navy. Each of the, say we have 12 ships and there's 6 people on the Pirate Council. Each of them commands 2 of the ships. We vote as a council where to send them. That way, the king gains no more power, the council gains no more power. Power is shared equally, and it cannot be abused. 2 ships is not going to change the balance of power in the Shackles. 10 might.
Rebel. That's a
Oh my
good
God.
suggestion. What do the rest of what do you guys think? That's
Well,
a pretty
it's-
good suggestion.
I mean, it effectively gives everyone a couple of auxiliary ships that
That are like funded by the council specifically.
and then you have them and you're responsible for it, say if something happens to them. But if a Chelieax raiding forces, whatever, everyone can detach those auxiliary ships. You're not siphoning strength from your fleet. You're just sending these auxiliaries.
And while there's nothing going on, you can simply use those ships as you see fit too. So
Raiding, patrol vessels, whatever.
It's kind of a win-win for everybody.
yeah, but if they get fucked up, you get them sunk. There should be you should have to either pay to replace them. Like like you can use them and they're being funded by whatever. But if something happens to them,
Yeah,
then
I would say
fucked,
you split the tithe into 2 things. This is your discretionary fund. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. If that's drinking, great. Here's your naval fund. This goes to defend the Shackles. And if you fall behind to get one of your ships sunk, those ledgers are your problem. And then the rest of the Navy will come collect if you're not putting in your due.
It's like NATO. Like you have to do a percentage.
Mm-hmm. Basically, it's everyone would be forced. Like if one person starts to slack off with it and like maybe starts to like embezzle it, like everyone else is there to kind of hold them accountable.
Yeah. Everyone else is like, all right, we'll just take those ships. They're ours now.
Yeah, they're ours now. So it's like, okay, so like there is an incentive to be, I guess, honest about it.
And
at this point.
it effectively makes everyone do some part of defending the Shackles. Like whether
It creates a common goal. They're sort of like, it's like this. Yeah, that's good.
It gives everyone even more of
That's
an.
a good
It's like here's a
suggestion.
thing we're using to defend our way of life. Our freedom and everything else. Whatever. Not nation like, but yeah, like.
And note, Caius did say the entire tithe.
Yeah.
So the Hurricane King would get whatever he's getting that's supposed to go to him,
Yeah.
and all this is going to Lucrehold is going to start getting split up between everyone else for the defensive fund.
That's a big thing too. Is like it's not like
Does he have multiple votes? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
if he's using this money just to sit there and drink and be a whiny bitch, it's like if he was actually using it to defend things, improve defenses, make Port Peril able to withstand a siege, blah blah whatever.
He-
not just
he's looking to make himself be able to withstand a siege, not Port Peril. He looks to make himself an entrenched power more
Bingo.
than
Bingo. Yeah. I cannot, as the game master, think of any reason why all the pirates would not support this. And the Hurricane King, even if
think
he
it's a good
didn't,
idea.
could
grumbles. Yeah.
not, he's going to grumble about it. But I'm going to be candid. That's a great idea. I would say it passes. Even the Master of Gales is like, you've convinced me. Guess I'll
Okay.
smoke my fantasy weed and agree.
Yeah, as
no,
as
there
the,
is fantasy weed.
the
It's
vote
called
begins,
Flay
Caius
Leaf.
looks.
Flayleaf. That's right. Go
No,
ahead,
it's
guys.
pushed, isn't it? I thought it was Pesh. I thought it was Pesh.
I don't
It's
remember.
Flay Leaf.
It exists.
Ah, whatever.
So-
Anyways,
Yeah, I found out, by the way, I'm stupid. I've had a ringer protection this entire time. It's not been giving me a fucking vote.
nice.
Goober.
Yeah.
And as the vote commences for this, and Caius essentially sees which way the winds are blowing, he just looks up and raises his hand in assent and grins at the Hurricane King and gives him a smile, a shit-eating smile.
Who does he give a shooting smile to? The Hurricane King?
Hurricane King. Yeah.
Grumble, 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 drink, drink, drink from his mug of plenty. Murr, 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 murr. He does not like Caius. But
No,
it's all right.
and he's gonna telepathy over to Nasara. Make sure he's not stabbing us in the back.
She's like, do you really need me to check? Because I'm sure he is. At some point, we're going to have to kill him. I'm sure.
Well, we're going to have to kill him now, but I'm saying until the Cheliax invasion's over, he's done with us.
That's true.
And make sure we know how he's going to stab us in the back and when and where.
I like it. The third issue that comes up is a declaration of salvage rights. So this one is actually brought by Avamir Svorash, the werewolf that you had spoken with, right? So there are stories that have been told of an Isle of the Black Tower and a magical sword called Alligur's Kiss, which is said to be lost inside. Avamor wants to get salvage rights to it, meaning that he would be able to go and take it for himself. But also, this is complicated because you guys kicked the shit out of him. So, like, if you guys are like, no, we want to go explore that Black Tower. So basically what this is out of game is like a side quest to go find a super cool magical artifact. You can push for it and take it yourselves, or you can simply let him have it. It's entirely up to you guys. What you would know about this, if you want to give me a knowledge history check about this sword, I will give you some information on it. Anybody that has knowledge history?
Does not.
I
do
believe
not have any
Nasara
points
does,
in
but I
that.
need to actually look at it because I don't have my knowledge listed. Because there's a lot of them. Oh, yeah, she knows about it.
So she would telepathy to you.
Weird that the immortal devil knows things about history.
Yeah, crazy how that works.
Look at that.
I killed the guy who made it.
Nah, she slept with him. They had a tryst in the
There are no devil succubi, are there? It's just like Rinny, and they're not very nice.
I don't know. She has needs. She's a woman.
That's fair.
That's fine. All right, let me find the stats on it. As I scroll till I find the where is it? What the heck is going on here? My book's being grumpy. Let's see here. We got food for me. Look at that. My wife just got home. How was the show?
It was fantastic.
You loved it? Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later. Love you, darling.
Love you.
Let's take a little peekarooski here. I'm getting to the items section. Bear with me. Aha! Aha!
We got all the time in the world, my man.
All right, so the Shackles are ripe with tales of legendary treasures, but the story of the lost Aegir's Kiss has been seen a resurgence of late, it being the 25th anniversary of the Blade's loss in the Black Tower near Cannibal Isles. Full of cannibals, surprisingly enough. I know. Who would have thought it? Huh! Would you look at that? Who would have thought? Wielded before that loss by Captain Trevendira Aegir, and rumored to have been given to her by Norgaborger's Herald as a reward for an unknown task, Aegir's Kiss is said to have a particularly potent weapon against outsiders. In addition to being a notorious pirate captain, Trevinda Aegir was the priestess of Norgaborger, and her specialty was the capture of Chelieax warships, particularly those employing devils or other extraplanar defenses. Some whisper that Captain and her sword vanished in the Black Tower due to a Chelieax trap set in the structure. But the fact that her fate was much grimmer than that. Dun dun dun. And
Caius just kind of raises his eyebrows
yeah,
at Avamar having.
he's like, he's not what you think. I just want to use it to defend the shackles. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he says over the
yeah.
telepathy. He says, "I think that's when we need to handle."
Oh, he's like,
As much as like, I want to give it to the guy.
yeah.
The description of the sword's like, that is a direct threat. That's a knife in my back.
That is
That's
literally
a target on me.
That is absolutely correct. So it is. Let's see here. So let me do this. It is a rule wise, it is a sword of the plains. It is a sword of the plains, which is. Let's look that up really quick. Sword of the Plains. It is a longsword is an enchantment bonus of +1 on the material plane, but on elemental planes, its enchantment bonus increases to +2. +2 enchantment also applies whenever the weapon is used against creatures native to the elemental planes. It operates as a +3 longsword. However, this particular one is against any outsider. From against any outsider, it functions as a +4 sword. So any outsider is a +4 sword against them. Which is just a pretty good sword, right? It's just
Don't
it's
don't
just a
stab
pretty
me
good
with
sword.
it, please. Don't
Yeah,
stab me with
it would hurt, right? So,
Well, I'm an outsider, so.
No one's gonna fight you on this. I mean, you've done so much prep work with that fight. Like, I want to make you roll, but I have no in-game reason to. Like, if you guys press, he's like, oh, that's fine. If you guys wanted, I was just thinking it would be useful against the Chelieax invasion. Kicks rocks. Meh.
It sounds like do we know if it's a longsword or?
I'm
Longsword?
gonna make it whatever you guys want it to be. In the book, it says it's a short sword, but like if you want it to be, it could also have like what's the ability where it can change into a weapon of your choice?
Transformative?
It
Or
can just be
transformative?
transformative. Yeah, it can just be transformative. I'm fine with that.
I mean, Edward
That'd be
could
good for-
use a dope
yeah.
sword.
Yeah, sure.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. Could be make it a cutlass. +4 cutlass.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. That messes up outsiders. I don't hate it.
Oh.
Let's
that's
see
kinda-
here.
Note to self, never pick
3
fight
times
with
per day, it can be used to cast Dimensional Anchor on a creature the sword has just struck. Activating the effect is a swift action. And the effect
cool.
gains a +10 bonus on its castable checks to penetrate the target's spell resistance.
That's actually pretty good.
That's pretty fucking sweet, actually. Yeah, when you guys find it, I will give you the full details
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
well, which is cool. So yeah, you guys are able to convince the Power Council with, yeah, who's look at me, Hurricane King. I am the
I am
Hurricane
the
King
captain.
now.
I am the captain.
He just looks at him like, what? What?
What? He's like, it's not what you think. I want to help. I'm sorry. Okay, you can have it.
Well,
My bad.
actually, Caius actually fine letting him have it. Like he's contract bound.
Yeah. If you want to
he's-
let him go get it, that's fine. You know, he'll go get it.
Yeah,
Up to you guys.
I mean, I'm fine letting him get it. Like it's like if he surrenders it at the end of the Chelieax invasion, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah. It's just, I mean,
Yeah.
Kaylee, speaking out of character, it's just one dungeon you guys won't go to, which if you guys are like, whatever, let him go do it himself. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
know,
it also
I'm okay either way.
I'm just going to say that dungeon has one of the best lines in any Pathfinder adventure path. There is a line in there that says the statue is strangely moist.
Oh,
And the word strangely moist. When I first ran Skull and Shackles, I was like, you look at the statue, you find that it's strangely moist. The phrase strangely moist has resonated with me for years.
I have so many questions. Like, how is the
Yeah.
stone statue moist? Is it,
That's what I'm
like-
saying. Strangely moist.
I mean,
Specifically.
we could always go with him and then just let him have the thing.
figure it out. We'll think about it. It's good.
Obi-Wan just visibly confused.
So this table here, this next one, is a declaration to have Captain Barnabas Harrigan named as an outlaw of the Shackles. This is the next one. Not a single member of the council is going to stand against it. The only thing that really needs to be voted upon is, do we deal with him now or after the invasion? Now, this comes into question. This is something that Nisara would be able to help, because during the, say week it took you to get over there, she would have been teleporting back. She can teleport,
All over
right?
the place, yeah.
She would have been
She can
teleporting back and
teleport
forth, and she's like, look, that invasion they have launched, they are currently sailing through the eye. They will be here in a matter of days, weeks, a week more.
We need to
it's
catch
coming.
them as they exit the eye.
Correct. You need to capture them, probably near to where you did the pirate race. Is like they're going to be exiting out. Like you need to find them as they come out. They're damaged.
gonna be
They went through the storm.
scattered.
Correct. They're going to be scattered. Don't let them come together.
yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
If we can get our hands on him, like if someone knows where he is, if it's like a couple days travel or something, I think we need to get rid of that son of a bitch now, because I don't want us, we're fighting Chelieax and then he comes up and is fucking stabbing people in their back, kind of bullshit.
We will. I mean, we know exactly where he is, unless he has a different ship.
You know it. You know that his ship has been docked in a single location for months. Like it has not moved. And that place is called Garnet Island. Is where his ship is docked. Garnet
How far is
Island.
that from us?
Let's actually move over to the Shackles.
I wonder if he's
map
finally
really
pissed off
quick.
enough of his crew that they fucking abandoned him there, and he's.
So Garnet Island is.
I don't think so, because the ship wouldn't be there with him if they did.
Or
Well, I'm saying if the ship's there and then the crew got to land.
Garnet
fucked off.
Island is right here.
Oh, it's way the fuck out there.
Yeah.
It's way the fuck out there.
Yep. So
It's-
he's been hiding here for a while.
134 miles away.
what if he's not even
No, longer
there?
than that, because we're not at Quint. We're at Port Peril.
Yeah, you guys are at Port Peril right here.
Oh.
So
yeah.
Chelieax is gonna pop out somewhere on the top, probably near Keldrin's Rock, anywhere along this top part of the map is where he is going. They're gonna pop out. Obviously, your ships are all down at Jeopardy Bay as well, so they're gonna pop out somewhere up there. And do you have the time to waste to go over there? The ships could
We don't need to. We have the gold to waste.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely
We have.
effectively excommunicado traitors his ass, and then
as soon as the invasion is, defeated, you guys sail over there. Whoever he's got, his allies, him, you mess him up and kill his ass. That's
If
where we're
he's
at.
if he's even there, how long has his ship been how
Since you guys went to the Island of Empty Eyes, it has not moved. After the race and he got his ass handed to him, it's parked there, has not moved.
I say
I
we
don't think he's there.
move all of our vessels up to Hell Harbor.
Yeah.
While we go investigate the island via teleport.
Not a bad idea. Yeah.
We just need to buy some scrolls, because Nassar can only do teleport herself.
Yeah.
She can cast a spell, she just can't.
So you guys would
anyone else
head
with her.
up to where specifically do you guys want to go? Move up to Hell Harbor right here.
Well, yeah, I just anywhere we can, reunite with our ships.
Yep.
After that we know that we can teleport back to.
So you guys start building a fleet. So Tessa, if you guys
Or
are down with
Drenchport,
it,
either one.
honestly, Drenchport would make more sense because that's very close. So Tessa, if you guys want to teleport over to there to try and deal with Harrigan, she would, via teleport, ships, missives, etc., sendings, she would spend however long it takes you guys to do that. Let's say a couple of days until they're going to be recruiting up until that first Chellis ship.
We leave, yeah.
Yeah, that first Chellis ship is spotted and word comes back, they're going to be recruiting. She will go about recruiting, gathering allies, etc., giving you all a chance to go over, deal with Harrigan, mess him up, kill that traitorous bastard, and then ship back, over. And then she can, obviously with all the powerful magic crap you have, she can just, hey, they're here, get your asses back here as quickly as you can.
Yeah,
But
she can send
teleportation would take you, a day? If you really wanted to, you can just take a day to go mess him up. And
yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying, is that we teleport over there, and Nassar can use her teleports, her free teleports, to get knowledge of the area, so we don't have any failure chance, and then just use scrolls to get the rest of us over there.
So what it is there is it's a pretty big island. There are two main features on it. There's a sentry tower, And then there's actually a small fort, which is owned by Harrigan. It's Harrigan's fortress. A couple things that Nassara would be able to pick up is that he is there. He's been drinking and like basically pouting for the past couple months. But the last of his allies, the last of like any of his people, they're all there. And she would also be able to verify without beyond a doubt. Harrigan's the reason Chelieax is invading. Like, he tried to sell out Chelieax because they promised, like, sell out the Shackles of Chelieax because they promised him, like, we'll make you, like, the de facto. We'll make you the, what's the term?
Duke.
The Duke.
Yeah.
We'll make you the Duke of the Shackles, and you'll be in charge, and
They're
we'll pay you.
like the Vichy French, or whatever
governor,
the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, he'll be a puppet leader, but
puppet.
he'll be able to, you know, do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, they'll need someone.
I'm marking off 1,200 gold for scrolls.
Yeah.
He's gonna die.
That's good.
I don't know. How do we want to try and drag him before something? Like keep him, or do we just want to just kill him?
No.
Just get it over with.
Just
No,
murder
he's
his
done
ass.
enough.
Just kill him and dump his body.
I will, however,
String his body
teleport
up. That's what we should fucking do.
with
Traitor's death.
my with a coffin
Mhm.
and iron weights.
I was gonna say we
so
just put his body in a gibbet.
No, for me, because
Oh,
if
for
I
you.
die, I have to make it back to my coffin.
Oh,
That's true. That's true.
Otherwise,
You
I'm
do.
dead.
Dead forever.
yeah, let's see.
The last vote during the Pirate Council would be for funding for the Chelish invasion, which every single
Handled.
pirate captain, it's handled. It's already been handled. Like, everyone's like, "Yep, we're on board. We will literally empty our if the Shackles fall, doesn't matter how much
There's
gold
no
we
more
have
money,
saved
yeah.
up. There's no more money. There's no more pirating, right?
Yeah,
So,
there's no way we can make it north past the presumable Chelish blockade to make it into the inner sea to find any other port to pirate from.
Yep.
And even if we do, I assume the Absalami Navy would fucking butcher us.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. You'd have Osirian, the Absalani Navy, you'd have Andoran, you'd have all these other navies that would just be like, oh, look, pirates, let's go kill them. The only reason the Shackles really exist is the Eye of Abednego. Like, that's really the only reason.
That's why we want to jump them right there.
Right there.
Oh,
So-
wow, the second Dominator is coming out of the eye?
Oh,
Well,
that's-
good thing we have two now.
That's weird. So I think that's actually a good place to kind of wrap things up. And I think next session we'll start with you guys arriving at Harrigan's fortress and doing that battle, which is going to be a great conclusion to the Harrigan drama. Mess that guy up. As I always say at the end of every session, any final thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns before we put a nice little bow on this now? This was fun. I had a good time. Lots of
That was a
RP.
great session.
Yeah, this was fantastic.
Lots of logistics getting done.
That's good though. So we will begin next session with you guys arriving at the fortress. I'll give you a map of the fortress too. Like, you'll have a chance to look at everything because Nassara, I mean, she has invisibility, right? Or
Nope.
could.
Well, she can do it.
Yeah.
Like however many times she can cast as a wizard. So
Yeah, like, she could do it. Like, she could very
Over-
quickly
over the
map
day,
out,
yeah.
map it out. And Nassara is pretty fucking good at like being a spy. She's literally your little like
she is a spy.
she's a
yeah.
little spy. It's so good. But any final thoughts, questions, comments, or
Way
concerns,
she never
gentlemen,
got a being an imp.
before we wrap up?
Oh,
I just like to
good.
say I really enjoy the entire session, just seeing all four of the flags.
It
Like,
looks
yeah.
sweet, guys. It really looks sweet. Like, it's a good vibe. I really like it. Well, as I always say, gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Anybody watching, appreciate you guys watching. All the videos moving forward will just be uploaded. I'm not gonna be streaming anything live. And I personally just felt a lot more chill this session. It felt good. It didn't feel any pressure, and I had so much fun. So thank you guys. But in the meantime, be well, be safe, happy gaming. And as I always say at the end of every session, the dice have a story to tell. We'll figure out what it is, and we'll see you next time. Be well and be safe. Cheers. All right, let me go ahead and flip us over to... I guess I gotta update my ending page, because, like, it's fine.